Hi, everybody. Welcome to All on the Table. I am your host, Jen Giggles, producing and playing today with our Artifacts of Romulus team. And here we all are. As again, I'm Jen Giggles. I'm playing Wraith LeBeau. She, her are pronouns for me and my character. Next to me here at the bottom of the stack is Nick.
Hello, I'm Nick. My pronouns, along with that of my character, are he, him. I will be playing as Sorknia Starcaller today. A dwarf who loves collecting titles, including now an Oath of Kingship. I'm sure this will go well for him. Why don't we go up from here to Yorick? Lee.
That's you, Lee.
Hi. I can't see the order except the order on this screen. I'm Lee, and I am playing Yorick. His pronouns are he. My pronouns, that works for me too. Yorick is a sorcerer of great skill. Not so much in the brains department though. He's just helping because he wants to help and knows it's the right thing to do. He doesn't actually understand any of this nonsense. But yeah, and I guess I can't see the order, but Patch next.
So I'm nobody. I use they, them, and I play Yolna Woldwassa, a Leonin druid who uses she, her, and, well, frankly, she doesn't want to help, and she doesn't think this is the right thing to do, but she's still curious about what's going to happen.
And I am our keeper of secrets, Jenny.
It's the cat, by the way.
What was that?
For Yolna, it's the cat in her.
Yes. I am the all-around chaos bringer of this story.
Yeah.
And I am also our runner. As those that haven't tuned into all the episodes know, Keeper of Secret is just an alternate term for game runner or dungeon runner. Dungeon master, game runner, game master. Keeper of Secret is just a gender-neutral term.
Okay.
And where we left off, Yorick, Yona, and Sorknir have come into a chamber after passing through a barrier that they were only able to pass through by walking through it, holding the axes, and find Rafe floating in a magic circle wrapped in chains.
Oh, good. There's Rafe. We were looking for her. Now we found her. The chains are a little disconcerting, though.
Her hands flop out, and she's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. No. Like your arms are like out and up.
Oh, they're up here?
Yeah, so your ankles are tied to, are chained together to the floor. So you're in like a big T or a big Y. Or whatever. Like, so your arms are chained, cuffs on them, and they're chained to a couple floating rocks, and your feet are chained to the floor.
It would be nice to get out of this.
Oh! I have a plan. You know those level up.
Yes.
Do those apply now?
Yes.
I have to spell magic. I have a spell that can fix this. Rafe,
Take a crack at it.
It's an experimental one, but I think I can pull it off. I'm gonna try it for the first time ever, but I think I remember how to do this. So if you hold still, Rafe, if this hurts, I'm sorry. I think this is supposed to work. This is the first time I'm doing this, but it's an old one my grandmother knew, and I think I figured out how to cast it. I feel more powerful. I feel like I can do it. You gotta believe. Let's do this. And I'm going to cast the spell magic at well, hang on. Maybe we should think before we do this. Maybe at the rocks, and then Sorkner can do the chains, because Sorkner can make chains, not chain, right? You're good at metal.
I do not have a specific spell to deal with this, though
Oh,
I
well,
could
all right.
simply
Good.
attack one.
Yorick, is there a role for this?
Dispel magic. Let me go find dispel magic. This is the first time I've used it as this character. Here we go. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC is 10 plus the spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends. So basically, whatever effect is keeping Wraith, you give it an equivalent spell level. If it's on a specific spell, you just say it's roughly equivalent, like a 5th level, and then I have to make a 15 DC check. Or, whatever the check determined, it's 10 plus the spell's level. So DM discretion on how powerful this effect is.
You need to make a 15 or higher.
15 or higher. Okay. That works. So I have a die here. Good.
Oh, wait, is 15 deific or is that 16?
Well, it would be a 15 would be the equivalent of a 5th level spell. So, yeah, because it's spell's level. So if it's a roughly.
That's what I mean. Is 5 or 6 deific?
That's not a thing in D&D.
No,
It's not a thing in, at least not
Yeah.
a thing in 5e. It may have been in 4th or some random third.
Yeah, but even so, like 9th player characters can cast up to 9th level spells. So, deities could cast higher, but it might depend if they're not using their whole power level, or if it's not a specific spell, you kind of
Yeah, most deities can cast 10th level spells in Pathfinder 2nd edition without any problem, whereas a player character can't. So we're looking at 10th level being a rare casting. It's going to be higher than that for a god.
Yeah.
Just wondering, because this is draconic, like upper draconic level magic.
Huh.
So 6th or 7th level as upper level.
Okay, so we'll call it a 16.
All right. 16. So casting is let's see, my charisma. That's charisma.
And you are casting them on the rocks or the chains themselves?
I'm thinking on the rocks just because I know Sorknir's specialty is metal, so I figure he can probably pick the locks or make the metal on metal, can manipulate the chains if we just that's a good question. Maybe I should just let Sorknir.
There's that spell can be dual cast according to your special your unique passive.
Okay.
If you wanted to choose 2 out of these 3 options, you would have to roll for each both you're casting at 4, but so the rocks, the chains, and the manacles.
I'm going for the rocks and the manacles.
Okay.
Sorknir can deal with the chainy parts. Okay.
Well, the manacles would dispel the magic on the manacles, keep making it easier to pick the locks. The rocks would no longer float and would hit the ground.
Right. Let's do it.
Which would make it easier if you did the chains. It pretty much wouldn't do anything because the rocks are still floating.
Exactly. Okay, let's do it. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, first roll of the game. Okay, that did not land on a surface. Okay, that's 17.
Okay. And is that for the rocks or the manacles?
Do I have to roll separately?
Yeah, I said you have to roll separately for both.
Okay, then I'll take another die for that. I'd say rocks because they go first, right? Rocks and manacles. So first roll for rocks, right? Makes sense.
Yeah.
And the manacles. That is only a 14.
Okay. The manacles were a lower level spell. The rocks themselves were the 6th level spell.
Okay, so the manacles.
So the manacles you meet beat. So you did succeed on both. So
Okay.
RP it out with
Uh,
how your spell looks.
So basically, what it's a verbal. So dispel magic. It's a verbal somatic. So, basically, Rafe, Yorick will hold out his hands kind of like that, and they'll pull back and say, "Yeah, yeah, be gone, be gone, be gone, be gone," like that, and then that should work. It always worked when Grandma did it. So
You know, that's the simple spells are always the best.
Yeah, it looks like you're having a fit while casting it. Yeah, so the runes on the rocks stopped glowing, and the manacles, which were red like the chains. So the manacles and the chains were glowing red. The rocks were just like giant boulders that were glowing with blue runes, like carved into them. The runes on the rocks stopped glowing at the exact same time that the manacles turned into like a gunmetal gray, but the chains stay red, and the rocks just drop.
So
the rocks hit the ground, and Rafe goes down with the rocks.
Try to run forward and catch Rafe's head before it hits the ground, because I think a split second once the runes go, I'm like, oh.
Roll dexterity.
Dexterity. Okay.
Roll a dexterity check and a Arcana saving throw.
Okay. Dexterity. That would be. My dexterity is not 11. Dexterity, just a check.
Yes.
Dexterity check is 11. A saving throw, is it
Arcana.
Charisma? The saving throw?
Your Arcana.
Arcana, that's a skill, not a saving throw. Yeah. I don't have an Arcana saving throw. I have.
Sorry, brain. Intelligence.
Intelligence saving throw. That would be a 9. So that part.
What was the dexterity?
11. So not great, but.
Yeah, you don't manage to catch Rafe, and you trigger a trap in the spell circle.
Okay. What are the consequences of the trap?
A bunch. So the room was mostly dark except for the glowing spell circle that Rafe was floating over.
Right.
The trap lit up braziers around the room.
Okay.
And what you see is a series of. I'm trying to figure out how to explain them. So when you think, all it did was just turn on the lights, but a couple minutes later, some statues along the walls they looked like they were made out of crystal start glowing.
That's not good.
They're not tall. They're about your size, Yorick. But they start glowing a ice blue.
That's not good. It might be nothing. Let's see, I have.
And start moving.
Okay, I have 1 3rd level. Use is 1. I have one slot left, so we'll on the spell magic. So we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, get ready.
I think before you start casting anything else, Bjolna, who I should point out, just for the sake of continuity, is currently a quite large brown bear, is just going to sort of flop over near the edge of the room, and you'll hear her voice in the head going, "Well, that seemed fairly effective, but can't we just have the king of this place order the release of the prisoners and the deactivation of the traps? Everything else in here is worked off voice commands."
I want if Sonia would like to try, I would like to have him roll an insight check.
Yeah, we went through a thing. I think we're not in there anymore, right? Didn't we go to a place from another place? And wait, since when is Sorknir the king?
Did you forget that Sorknir has the circlet?
No, but
now.
I don't think
And that the
York ever got
obsidian
really
throne, and
explained.
that the test of the obsidian throne made him king of this place?
As a player, I
don't
kind of knew
believe he
that.
was here for
As
that.
Yorick probably didn't, because he was stuck doing the other tests and getting confused and got separated from the group. And also,
They did. Iona and Sorknir did catch him up.
Sorta, but he's still kind of like,
Yeah, easily enough to forget.
yes, Yorick is still
Processing that. He's still processing that.
Yes.
Sorknir kind of mumbles a little bit as he walks up to the area. Several of the traps have not listened to my kingly nature. I wonder if this will react appropriately. And out loud, he speaks a command. Lower.
Did you roll your insight first?
And I rolled 20.
Did you roll your insight?
20.
Insight. Oh, me. I thought
Oh,
that
20?
was a Sorknir.
Yeah, so this is not of the city's design.
I told you. I said we went to a different thing.
Well, technically, the statues are, but the way that they activated is not.
Interesting.
They're not glowing with the city's power.
It is not listening to me. It appears that something else is powering this.
Would anybody like to look around?
Can I figure out, do I sense anywhere like what's powering this or where the energies are for this particular thing then?
I am going to have you go and do a performance check, please.
Oh. Okay.
13.
What was that?
13.
13. Okay, give me a sec. Okay. Yeah, you are not verbally singing, but your circlet gains a glow to it, and your ancestral magic, the mountain song, activates. The mountain song side of your ancestral magic. And you can feel there's disruptions in the ley lines, in the magic of this place, specifically in this room. But it's not like so. It's like someone changed the flow of a circuit.
This is all wrong.
So it's not so it's like disconnected from the rest of the system.
Okay.
I would like everybody to make a. I'm not sure if it's perception or investigation. To look around the room.
Investigation for
Investigation,
looking
just
over
like
things
just
like in depth.
no, not in depth. Just like see what you see in the room.
That would probably
It's
be a
perception. If we're
then.
just spinning around seeing what we see, that's
Yeah,
Yeah, you're looking around the room. Everyone to roll perception, except for Ray.
I got a 16. I actually got a good score.
Because Ray probably knows this because they were in the room when it happened.
Where it happened? Sorry.
4.
Did you just get Sarknir? I mean, Yorick. Did you just say 16?
Yeah.
Okay. Iona.
17.
Okay. only 3 of you know that there is a dragon carcass in this room.
Like,
And it is an ancient dragon.
cool.
Rafe knows because it's what was used to make the spell circle.
Sorknir,
Its blood is what made the spell circle.
that's good. Sorknir,
Rafe knows that, you two don't. You guys just see the dead dragon.
right, dead dragon. Sorknir, can you get the chains off of Rafe now that we did the magic part gone, and then the brisky part, and then we can. I think maybe we should flee. Well, actually, it's dead, right?
The chain.
Yes, it is dead.
What is dead?
Yes, it's dead. Its blood was used to make the circle.
By whom?
What's blood? What are
By
you
whom?
talking about?
Who used
The
the blood?
dead dragon.
What
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
There, right there. Sorknir, look here.
someone
Grab something,
finally
right-
points it out to clue him in.
right there. Dead dragon.
Oh, that giant corpse.
Yeah,
Right
the giant
there.
corpse. Can you unhook Rafe's manacles so we can get her out of here?
Rafe, I would like you to make a Constitution saving. Constitution. Yeah, saving throw.
Who? Rafe?
Rafe.
And
Okay.
Noli, the
I think
chains are-
Constitution
the chains are doing
saving throw would be
something
for
different. And don't listen to Sorknir. So no, there's nothing.
like overcoming mental mental trauma caused by something.
So physical damage to your body is Constitution. Will or a Wisdom save, what used to be a will save. Wisdom save is mental damage done to you like through psychic attacks.
Okay, it is not technically a psychic attack. It is having seen something.
That's
You
a
say
psychic
wisdom.
attack.
I would like lean on that
Okay.
wisdom wise. Mental fortitude
Okay.
rather than physical fortitude.
Yeah, an attack
Yeah.
upon your psyche is a psychic
Yeah,
attack.
that.
Doesn't have to be like actually like telepathic,
Psychic.
like mental
Yeah.
powers.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're referencing the damages because it's easy to think about.
Okay,
if
yeah.
you're having psychological damage done to you, it's psychic damage.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Or wisdom in this case. So that's a 16.
Okay. Rafe, this dragon, this ancient blood dragon, was a mother, and its clutch was what was used to lure it here and keep it here,
Oh.
so they could kill it and use its blood to make this circle.
So there's baby blood dragons around here, or at least blood dragon eggs.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
bad news. Bears are scavengers, so I think Yolna is absolutely going to town on that thing's underbelly.
You know what? It's fine. It's
There,
dead
there's
already. Doesn't need
Rafe
to-
is saying you might want to hurry as there are blood dragon eggs somewhere, and the people who did this used her. Yeah, they have blood dragons.
Are you sure they've had who?
I don't know if
That's
they've
important.
hatched. I just know that there were eggs around here.
Eggs.
There's baby
Eggs are-
blood dragons going to be hatching if they have not already.
should we try to save them because they're babies?
I don't know.
Oh,
Get
they're
me
not.
out of here. I don't
Oh.
want to be eaten. I'm on the floor in fair game.
Right. Sorknir, can you do the thing with the metal? You're good at metal. The chains?
I still cannot free them. They still do not listen to me, as I have explained
Okay,
to
but
you.
you know how to make metal
We'll have
metal.
to find something else.
Like a lock pick, like tools, right? Can't you use tools to do metal?
Sorknir, I would like you to roll a dwarven check for Smith's song.
Okay.
If you would like
25.
to try to use your Smith song.
25.
Oh, there you go.
In the middle of arguing with Yorick, the song begins.
Yeah, you're just literally active. You're just like in your head. You're just like, I'm gonna use my Smith song just to get them to shut up.
In his head, he had I thought that we had tried this and it failed. So in Sorknir's head, none of this is working and listening, and it doesn't make any sense.
No,
And
no,
he's
you were
just
trying
willing
to
it in his
stop
head for
the-
this to
you were trying to
start,
stop
like,
the
actually
golems.
working the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay, you
And
were trying
finally
to
it
stop the
does.
golem. That's what they were asking you to do before.
Yeah.
Right. And
It failed. But I
tried
was
and
thinking
didn't
more,
get it.
can you
5v3 race is a different story.
Yeah, I was thinking you were going to pull out the forge or like tools or like hammer or chisel
If the
something.
manacles aren't glowing, just pick the dang lock.
That's what I was thinking. But I think Sorkner could do it with something.
That is
They're
also definitely
pins.
not something Sorknir can do well.
They're pin hinge manacles. Can you
No,
just
they're not. They're
the
solid
hinge?
metal.
But anyway, in the midst of this arguing that it's not possible and wishing that it were possible, it becomes possible.
Yeah, they
And-
literally just blow off Rafe's wrists.
Like that. You see? I told you. Rafe,
They're
you okay?
dwarven manacles. So there is no lock. There is no hinge.
Rafe,
I will
are you
eventually
okay?
have to write a manual.
No,
This
I
place
am
has
not
some
okay.
amount of
I'm not
sense.
happy.
Even as a dwarf, this place makes none.
Iona, I would like you to roll a. Would using one of your animal senses count as nature?
I would say that's just perception, but you get a bonus because you have better sense of the animal. At least,
Like,
Yeah.
it depends on what you're looking for, but nature
Yeah.
is a knowledge skill, so being an animal does not help you know things, no?
no, it helps you smell better, and you get like a +2 bonus on certain or advantage if it's smell.
Yeah,
or-
that's what I'm asking.
Some animals get advantage on perception if it involves scent, but not
Yes.
always.
What about
Bears
bears?
do.
Yes, you are using your bear schnoz. While you are scavenging, you might smell something. That's what I wanted to know.
That would be a 24.
Yeah, your bear schnoz picks up unborn young
Ooh. Thanks.
nearby.
Something, baby.
Hmm.
And you are going to down on its belly, correct?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the softest part of the animal. That's where you start eating from the organs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair.
You
You're
smell 8 unborn young. 3 inside, 5 outside.
So she was in the process of,
Laying.
huh? And they probably took a few of the first ones to get her to come, and then she started laying more. Oh, okay. That's they got her at a really bad time then. You're not. Well, I don't know. I don't smell any of this.
Do with that what you will, Liana.
Hmm.
The 5 are on the other side of the dragon. So, like, if you're going to town, the belly, it's near its back. Are the other 5?
Okay.
But there
I
are
think,
still 3
Jonas is
inside
gonna
the
start,
mother.
like, chatting to the others while still, like, not stopping eating, because telepathy lets you do that. So where are we standing on the eggs exactly? I mean, I wouldn't assume they'd survive without a mother. What's our... In the wild, I would probably just let them lay to be, taken by predators or whatever, but how do civilized folks feel about such things?
Perhaps we should see if they can be used to alter the magics and restore the place.
I mean, we don't need to alter the magics. We need to get out of here. Who made the circle? Rafe, you said someone lured the dragon here with the eggs to make the circle, right?
Yeah.
Who?
Robed, short individuals.
People in robes, probably dwarfish in height. Definitely not gnomes or halflings.
Dwarvish or halfling?
Gnomish or halfling?
Dwarvish or halfling?
Halflings are shorter than dwarves, like considerably in 5e.
So they're somewhere.
Yeah, but they're like
Well, I guess that depends on lore too.
they're like
Though.
halfling height, but they were like dwarf proportion. So it's like they could have been dwarves or halflings.
So they were very short dwarves or very tall halflings. Or very
Pretty
big halflings.
They were big, beefy, wide guys, but they were short and like short, even for dwarf.
Uh-huh. Huh.
I don't know. I saw no faces. I got clubbed upside the head and was half awake when they made the circle.
Maybe we should get out of here before they come back.
My people, I must investigate.
There's only 2 left. The other 6 are dead.
Okay. Where are these 2? They're not.
Where are the 6 dead ones around us here?
Probably the only one that can tell that is decaying meat in the dragon's stomach. Is Iona.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Oh, sweetmeats. That's good nutrients.
So there are 2. There are 2 who are alive, and they've fled. They're around somewhere, but we can't see them or hear them.
Fled.
Maybe we should just let them flee, take the eggs, and run.
By my honor, I will not have this injustice of my kind.
Okay. They might just be really big halflings, though.
And so we need to find out.
Okay. Cool. So, let's get the eggs. There are a couple of them. Did you see which? You didn't see which way they went. They just. Did you? Can we at least get Rafe? Oh, Rafe. Oh, I don't have any healing powers actually, so I can't help you. Never mind. Any healing, anything. Do we? No, I have nothing. Rafe, how are you feeling? Health wise, do you feel woozy, or do you want to go lie down? Can we get you out of here? Maybe we should try to make sure we can first.
Right now, we can keep moving.
Yeah, Rafe is free now, right? Now that
Yeah, but
the metal
also
song-
she just got smacked upside the head and held captive and might need a nap or something. You know?
No nap.
Okay, no naps. All right.
Good. Now, let us track these heinous beings that did this to the member of our band. Can
I'm
we
going to need a
tell
minute
it
or
all
so.
where the 2 went off to?
Yeah.
Or can Sorknir tell?
Are there any tracks?
He's now on a mission from God. Well, a second mission from God.
Yeah.
One sec, my thing is screwing up.
Missions, God.
It's fine. I fixed the video. Don't worry about it.
Tracks.
Oh, we lost Jenny.
We lost you. Okay. Tracks would be helpful. But
I can probably follow a scent trail in a minute.
Oh yeah, you got the sniff, the ability to do that.
So hopefully
Once I'm done
something will
with
come in
surgery.
and override us, because as otherwise Sorknir definitely is honor bound to track these people down and murder them. I mean,
There we
retribution
go.
them.
Okay. So I want everyone to do investigation that would like to try to find which way these guys went.
Can I argue for the use of survival instead?
Survival?
Yeah. For like tracking.
Survival does tracking.
Yeah, but if it's also rock and tracking over rocks hard, and it's not like snow or Yorick's thing.
Well, Yorick, because we're technically in Dwarven domain, does get advantage on it.
Yorick.
Not Yorick. I mean,
Sorknir.
Sorknir.
Yeah,
My bad.
I was gonna say this is not Yorick's. Yorick is not supposed to be
Very
underground.
confused there.
That was
I was
very
like, oh,
good.
good for Yorick.
Sorry, brain fart.
No worries. Which is good because that
What is the
that was my
consensus
second
on
2
the
of
egg?
today. So with
The
advantage,
hydrate
that's
has been
Which is-
cashed in.
hey, thank you.
Oh, hydrate. How big are these eggs?
Probably about the size of. I'd say Sarknir would be able to carry maybe 1. Yara could probably carry like 4.
Okay. But they would probably take up the hands unless we come up with like a papoose sort of situation, right?
Sarknir does have his replicate magic item.
What, a bag of holding? Because they don't need to breathe. Hypothetically, don't need to breathe.
That's what the egg's for.
Yeah. So if we could put him in a bag of holding, we could lug him around. Otherwise, we'd have
But he
to.
also has his other replicate magic item, which with some unique what's the word for it? Applications of it could lug all the eggs at once.
Sarknir reaches into his. Well, actually, that's not true. He doesn't reach into the pack. He opens up the forge and begins working for a little bit after a stroke of genius hits him, and not long after, he produces a rope and points at the eggs, and the rope slithers over under its own power and crops up all the eggs and just starts kind of slowly dragging them along.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the rope is kind of created like little like a little.
Yeah, creates a little circle
of
underneath.
Yeah,
it's just
underneath
like
the egg.
it's just
So not
snaking
actually
along
on the ground, right? The rope is actually the
No.
rope now is in like 10 mini concentric circles around the bottom of the eggs,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
just
it's
dragging
just
them
like,
along.
they're just in a train. They're just in a train, just like snaking along the ground.
Okay. That works.
Speaking of, I think after rather a while of unpleasant squelching noises, Yolna, just covered in the most unpleasant of viscera, will just start very gently rolling a few more eggs out through the, let's not finish that sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emergency
The whole-
C-section.
Chest cavity.
Yeah.
The last three.
Well, are those? Can they
You
come?
can find the
Are
rest
they?
of those. Sarkir
Are
keeps
the
like
shells
moving them
fully
onto
formed?
the rope.
That's a.
Yes, they are. They are fully formed. They're ready to be laid.
Yeah, because I was gonna say they might get him in that weird in between phase. It's just too late. But okay, fully
No,
formed.
they're viable. That is why I was asking.
You'll not hold still for a minute. Can I use? I have ice powers that I can use to like create water over. Right? We've agreed I can do this.
Yes, I did.
Okay, then I'm gonna.
And the Yona bath.
Yes. Just get the worst guts gunk off.
Yeah, you're giving Yona a washed
Like
rinse
a
down.
quick shower, just to like get the worst of it off. Here. Just so you don't have your fur all the gunk in your fur. It can't be good for you.
I mean, this works fine. Normally, I would look for a river, but there's clearly not going to be one accessible, so...
Yeah, I have magics. Ice and water are like the same thing, and so I can control both. It's really cool, actually. But there we go. Okay. Just a little bit of a shower while Sarknir's making the rope, and then we could keep moving. But I guess we're taking the eggs, right?
Ooh.
Someone succeeded on their investigation, right? Where are our tracks leading us?
Yes. Oh.
I mean, I technically succeeded
Okay.
because
Oh yeah, Sarknir did. Sarknir got a 24.
I got a 19.
There we go.
Whether
Oh,
you're
yeah,
using investigation or survival, I got a 19.
So interestingly enough, after Rafe was out of the manacles, the Yorick-sized statues stopped moving.
Oh, well, that's good. That's handy.
They're on like 15. They were within 15 feet of Rafe, and then like the second Rafe's manacles were off, they stopped moving.
Most disturbing.
Um,
In any event, what of that tracking?
yeah.
There is a glow coming from one of the only two exits to this room, which is to the left of the Yorick, Iona, and Sorknir came through one door, and to the left of that is where the other door was.
Okay.
That is where there is a glow.
Huh.
Let us proceed with caution. This could be anything.
You want me to go first in case they try to attack, and then I'm in front?
If you wish.
Okay. I'm gonna have the axe out. Actually, I can dual wield, right?
Also, something after a little bit of housekeeping. The other axes have returned to you.
Oh, good. So I got the magic one magic one, and 2 regular old ones that I just had anyway. So
The 3 regular ones and then the magic one.
Oh, I had 3 regular ones.
Yes.
Okay, and a magic one. All right. Well, I got.
Because the 3 regular ones were the 3 that got one you threw through, and the other 2 were the ones that got you guys through the barrier.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, one I had, then the 2 we acquired, and then the third was the magic one. Yes, that's 4 altogether. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
There were 3 non-magic. Well, technically they're magic, but they're not magic. They're
like plus
like,
1 or something like
no,
that.
what I mean by magic is like the magic one is the master axe.
Uh-huh.
Those are subservient axes.
Oh, so I have a set of 4.
Yeah, the others aren't magic. They're just they only have the most basic subroutine of follow command of main axe.
Oh, okay. So they're like a whole set and thing.
They have
thought
a single line of code in them is all.
Yeah, well, I had one that was just a regular old, completely mundane one that was from before, or at least.
Oh, that one too. Yeah, so you have 5 axes now.
5. Okay, cool.
Because you have the one you had before.
Yes.
And then these 4.
Okay. In which case, I'll conk out.
Plus the whole accoutrement you got with the armor.
Yeah, that's a whole. Oh, which lets them holster on. Yeah. Okay.
They don't just the main axe holsters. The others melt into the breastplate, kind of melt into the axe and holster on your hip. The rest of the weapons that came with the armor are emblems on the armor.
That can be pulled off if needed. Robe of many things style to be pulled and made manifest if we ever need them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're just pretty spots and they don't count. Which is kind of cool. But for now, axe. Yeah, the second one. And York does not usually do physical combat. They taught him how, and he was always the weakling in the back doing the spell casting. But still, yeah, he was always the one in the back doing the spells. But as opposed to up front with the combat with his brothers. But this is okay. He still knows how to do it, and these guys need someone up front, someone with martial skills, because let's do this.
Hey, great news, everyone. I looked it up, and it turns out bears do the wet dog shake to dry off.
That's just funny. That's funny.
Slightly cleaner now. I think this is slightly better.
Rafe cleans
I can
herself
just picture.
off with a wave of her hand.
Oh yeah, you can do press. Do you have Presty?
I have prestidigitation.
There
I'm
you go.
clean.
So do I. Never mind.
And also, you guys left Dissy behind, if I remember correctly.
Who?
I don't think we did. Not intentionally.
No, I meant a couple rooms back. I think you guys left Dissy, right?
Is he?
Froze.
So there's place to be Steel Defender.
Still defender.
Still Defender.
I thought we had it I thought we had it following us.
Is he not with us? We should probably make sure he's with us. If he.
Oh no! The reason was because it comes running down the hallway that you guys are heading towards.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Got ahead. All right. Oh, right. We because I still have the.
It couldn't get through the barrier, is what it was.
Oh, right.
I don't think I said that. I don't think I said that Dissy couldn't make it through the barrier.
Right.
Okay.
What about the little
Is Starmie with him?
Marion is part of you.
Amirian? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Weird
it
metaphysics.
fuses to you. Remember, it fuses to you when in travel.
Yeah, he's got weird metaphysics going on me. All right, Yorick is just confused at this point. The weird metaphysics of this creature, but it's friend, and you want to make sure you have your friends, even if they have weird metaphysics and don't make sense. But
Oh yeah, who has Morp?
Morph. He was just kind of following, right? Unless he was with Wraith.
I don't remember. Who was last holding on to Morp?
Wasn't he? With
Morph
Wraith?
was with me.
Did he get kidnapped too?
It was with Rafe when Rafe disappeared, so
Okay.
Rafe, I want you to roll an insight, please.
All right. We are missing one of our little animal companions.
That's a 15.
Yeah. They found Morp
Okay.
and took Morp,
Okay. I want my Morp back.
and they fled. So yeah, the party pet has been kidnapped. You guys are heading towards where they went, so
Well, that's a
you guys
good.
have a chance to get the Morp back.
All right.
You know, it occurs to me that this was not an especially effective way of doing things. I mean, they killed a whole dragon just to put you in chains that were immediately blown away by a spell that Yorick had never tried before. It doesn't seem worth the effort, really.
Agreed. Agreed.
But they were also
Really
dwarven chains, so if you didn't have a dwarf with you, you wouldn't have been able to take the chains off.
Well, we would have probably had to.
You think that, but it
We
was
would've
only a
fine.
matter of time.
Yeah, I could have cast spell magic again, and then we'd have to use a smith's tools essentially. Or, ooh, that's a really, really, really dark way to do it. But if we had a cleric, a high-powered cleric, well, let's just be glad we had a dwarf on our hands. By our side, brother.
Sure. Let's keep moving.
Yeah. Okay. Axes out. Miriam kind of popping up. Extra set of eyes. Keep moving forward.
What is everybody's passive perp?
Passive perception. Passive.
18?
I mean, it's your wisdom score, so 16.
Unless you're proficient.
12.
Sarkner? 12?
Wisdom. 10 for York.
Your passive wisdom, which is your passive perception, never gets your proficiency bonus unless
Right.
you're very specifically told proficient in passive perception.
Really? I
Yes.
just always assumed it was your perception
Uh,
score if you rolled 10.
That's
Nope.
Passive.
It is your wisdom score.
according to D&D Beyond, you do get your proficiency bonus. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
Oh, because it's just your passive score, which case mine would actually go up to an 18 then, because my score is a 16.
Right, but it's
Yeah.
it's not this. It's the bonus plus 10.
No,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, passive perception is bonus plus 10.
I'm almost certain the raw was different when I read it. That should be
I mean, they do
because it's
occasionally
just your
behind the
passive
scenes
wisdom.
and have stuff come up.
I think
but
you're thinking back to older editions.
that's how I've always
I
run
might
this
be.
game.
That feels like a 4E thing.
That might be an older edition messing with my brain. I've played a lot
That
of
is
games in the
also
last
a distinct possibility because
nearly 30 years.
yeah,
And it's getting close to 30 years here.
Wow.
I mean, I'm
Sounds about right.
I know exactly where and when I played my first TTRPG, and I know what year that was. And that's really close.
yeah.
Same here.
I remember
It's
my
not
first
almost
two,
30 years.
but,
It's almost 25 for me.
it's only been 10. Heck, I'm only 30 years old.
Yeah.
My first, I remember it distinctly. Year was 2012. It was freshman year, so 2012. Yeah, it was 2012. I remember distinctly the character and the DM and all of that, but I don't remember the date because we were
1999.
Dang.
I was 6 years old when I played my first session of D&D.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't get to learn until college, and then I was like, oh wow, this is fun. Okay, but you wanted perception scores.
Yeah,
Jim.
passive. Okay, yeah. So Rafe, anyone over a 15, which I think is just no 14. Anyone 14 and up would be able to notice this, that it is getting colder, yet hotter at the same time.
So basically, Sorknir's the only one who might not, because I'm pretty sure Yolna's wisdom's higher than mine.
Yorick
I
has
believe
no
our
idea,
scores are the same. My
but
passive is an 18.
Yorick
So.
is like
Well,
too
if-
focused on.
My passive would be 15 based on the way you guys described it. So
There you go. Beautiful. I am. Yorick has no idea. Yorick does not.
Yeah, so 14 and up, and
By
so I
any-
think only 2 out of the 4 you notice that it's getting both colder and hotter at the same time.
Huh.
you know, this castle of yours can't seem to make up its mind on temperature. It's getting hotter and colder at the same time, like somebody turned on the furnace and the AC.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Give it
Is
a
it-
minute, you'll figure it out. Something's coming and I don't like it.
What? As soon as I hear Ray say that, I'm like, did you see something? Like a direction?
I feel it. I feel it.
Well, I can't.
The other one just can't, has to do, telepathy to talk to us. So I don't know if they're going to say anything.
Yeah. There. Is there some? Here's a question for Yolna. Is there some like distinguishing like mark on the fur that you always use when you go into wild shape, so we know Yolna's Yolna, or do we just have to remember what?
Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything like that really, because she becomes animals that she's seen before, so it would be copying the patterns of fur of animals she's seen in the
Exactly.
wild.
So there'd be, if we were in a forest and there were other bears, there'd be no way to tell Yona bear from the other bears.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean,
Glad we're not in a forest with bears then.
I thought that you had the mark of Sekhmet and Diana.
Or is that just in Yona form?
I thought you had the marks of Sekhmet and Diana.
wild shape says unless you have a very specific magic
That would carry
item,
over.
it does not. You do not see the patterning on the shift.
Hmm.
That I know for sure because I've had a druid constantly turning into a bear or a dinosaur in front of me in my home game for years. But then again, I did get to become a Dino rider and attack people with my swords from the dino back. So that was kind of fun.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Besides which, Yolna has persistently and consistently done everything she can to dissociate herself from gods that there's no way she would have gotten those tattoos.
All right. So just an ordinary looking bear.
Okay. Who said they were tattoos?
That's
But yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. Okay, so as you guys are walking down this hallway for a few more minutes, everyone can now feel the temperature duality as you guys are approaching the light.
huh. That's a little
I
weird.
mean, where are we? Iceland?
That's definitely weird. Stay close. Don't do anything stupid.
Yorick, I would like you to roll a history.
History. Okay. Ooh, I'm not good at history, but that's still, because the dice like me, a 15. So
Yeah, it feels like the border between your people's land and the Moose Bull's land.
oh, this is like the Borderlands. We used to
Yeah,
come down
the
here on
Borderlands.
diplomatic missions. You come right where the
No, it
Moose Bulls
feels
are,
like it, but it's
and it kind of like it's just the border between when two opposites come from. I don't think we're there though, so it might be something different, but it kind of has those vibes. A DM question or secret secret keeper question. The Moosel are the lava people, right?
Moose Bull are the fire giants.
Right. They're the other guys. Okay.
Yes.
All
The
right.
Jotans are the ice giants.
Right.
Does
Yeah.
Does Sorknir know of anything in Dwarven lands that would cause this effect?
Roll history.
Oh, 24. Almost
Okay,
settled on the nat
yes.
20.
It is a piece of information from the info dump that you got from the circlet. There
Okay.
is an artifact in this city that can create a portable portal to other lands.
Sorknir's eyes flash multiple times as the information comes slamming into his head after thinking about it. We are near a dimensional gateway. That is the source of this odd feeling.
Well, it's not the feeling like after Yorick said that. That's why you thought that, because if they saying that it feels like the Borderlands, there's nothing that would specifically make it feel like this, except for that item, which could open a portal to the Borderlands.
Ah, okay. So it's not that device itself, it would literally be open to the Borderlands. Okay.
Yeah, it's like or a plane similar to the Borderlands.
We need to make haste. They may be attempting to escape. And Sorknir breaks into a run, motioning for the rope to speed up.
Yeah, the rope has since crawled onto Dissy.
How it works.
Dissy is galloping next to you.
Okay.
With the egg rope just coiled around Dizzy. Perfect.
Pretty much what it is like the rope is a seatbelt for the eggs now.
Yep, perfect.
Okay, that works. Hey,
So all 8 eggs are just laying on the back of Dissy, and the rope has coiled around them to keep them there.
Okay, that works. And okay, we got companion creature. Good. Wait a second. How did York is trying to do math of how Wink got placed? Disney went. We went. Creature. Fro's creature friend wasn't with us, right?
Yes, it was.
No, it was with us. But I mean, it didn't go through the barrier when we went to rescue Wraith. Couldn't
Yes.
get through,
It's moved
and
around.
we didn't go back through the barrier,
No.
which means Dissy got through another way.
Yes.
York is like almost understanding that, but not quite putting it together, and be like, but what? How? Yeah.
But
So
Dizzy
he's,
is
like,
also
running and listening to
the
this?
field defender of a deity.
A good point.
Yeah, true. Fro has all sorts of. Fro is.
Fro is Fro.
Yeah. Dizzy has some tricks up their sleeve, sure, but but it got through the. It doesn't.
It came out of a different tunnel than the one you guys came in.
Right, which means there are other tunnels, which. Okay.
In your logic, yes, there are other tunnels.
Which not, which means we're. Sorkner, do we know where we're going?
We are headed towards what must be the teleportation area.
Teleport. Where's it?
Well, the artifact storage area.
Okay, that.
But do we know where? If there is a teleport, where are we going to go after? If it does teleport us?
We are following those men. Wherever they go, we go.
Okay.
Or
Sure.
I go.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys come upon you guys come out of the hallway into this huge, brightly lit room with a bunch of vault doors on the walls. And 3 of them are open.
3 of them. Okay.
Because the hallway you just came out of is a vault.
Okay. The other
Is
2.
that one of the 3 then?
Yes.
Okay.
Which means there's 2. Which way? Sorkner, which way?
Sorkner, if you would like, you could try to read the inscriptions in the area.
It seems like a good idea.
Roll your dwarven.
$23.
Okay. Yeah, you as you're looking around, you see markers. Like each marker is for a different vault, and each vault has a different it's pretty much like the markings in the area are the descriptions of what's in the vaults. You guys just came out of the Crystal Guardian vault.
Okay.
The other
What
2
are the
vaults
vaults
are
that are
marked portable transdimensional travel and hatchery.
Oh.
Of course.
But
Yelling
Yeah.
an expletive, Sorknir motions for everyone, points towards the portable transdimensional vault.
okay, that way. Let's do it.
Do we pass the hatchery vault on the way?
Yes.
Give it a wide berth and take a look to see if there's anything else that we can see. Not attempting to go in, just giving it a wide berth.
Inside the
and see
hatchery
if there's anything
is
else.
a bunch of nests with dead parents.
Dead parrots.
Parents.
Oh, parents. Okay, that is a very
So it's
different.
unattended eggs.
How
Uh-huh.
easy is it to shut the vault doors?
We can't just leave them all to be orphaned, right?
This is not my problem for now.
Uh,
Don't
there
have time to
are.
do
Oh,
this.
also there are some equine and canine and felinid bodies with squirming stomachs.
That
Just let me
might
know.
require more immediate assistance.
There's still no time. As Sorkner keeps, if he's able to, Sorkner continues attempting to close the vault door.
Extraordinary, we can't just leave them.
It should put them in stasis, if anything, but we don't have time now.
Oh, also, to be, would you like to know what the equine felinid and canid are?
Sorkner doesn't.
Yorick doesn't care. It's just to leave them to.
He's man on a mission right now.
The only one who needs to know is the
the
bear.
equine is a unicorn.
Okay.
The canid is a greater direwolf. And the felinid is a. I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's not a displacer beast. It's
Change cat.
yes.
Those are native to Greyhawk. Which is interesting. But wait, dire wolves like Romulus isn't
Greater direwolf. Yes.
right? Isn't that Romulus is? Isn't he going to be mad that we left them to die? And isn't there his?
To be clear, are they not already dead?
At least there's some live ones, right?
The parents are dead, but these are pregnant mothers with the offspring still alive.
So basically, they took new mothers and slaughtered them right after giving birth,
No,
or they
the
died
offspring
from
are
birth.
still in their stomachs,
Or,
alive.
it's like in that one moment where you have like. That means we have to move now if we're going to save any. If it's that one, that's a very slim margin of mother dies still pregnant. That's a tiny margin of error for that.
It's
to
fine.
work.
They'll either eat their way out or they won't make it. That's how nature is.
But we could save them.
Do you stop Sorkner from shutting the door, Yorick?
I'm trying to like moving forward toward the door as Sorkner's shutting it. Wait, Sorkner, we could save them. That's a margin.
I believe they will be fine. There is no other way they would have been able to have this amount of newborns nearby if there were not some sort of stasis technology.
And then, but how
Stasis
did
magics.
the time? But and Sorkner, and as you close the door, Yorick is just like, it doesn't make sense. Why?
Sorkner just grabs Yorick's hand and starts like walking with him like the next like towards the dimensional gateway. We must go. now.
Yorick and Sorknir, roll strength checks.
Strength. I got a. Oh, actually, I have like a little bit of a bonus for that. 7. Yeah, not enough bonus. Yorick is a weakling among Jotun.
Sorkner nerd rages out so he can use intelligence as his strike score, giving him a mighty 9.
What was that?
9.
9. It was not a good roll.
No.
9 versus 7. We very just like weakly.
I mean, assuming we're
No.
it's a slap fight.
It's just like very it's a very casual like argument of like forces of like, no, we have to stop them. Like, no, we have to go this way.
Yorick, like, hang on, is like 6 steps back. Like, wait, this does not make sense. But also, we have to. But also, it doesn't make sense. Yorick is confused. Yorick is always confused. This is how Yorick is confusing. Unless that-
Sorknir,
Closing the door.
roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 17.
Okay. You don't get crippling headache, but you do get another info dump.
Hmm.
This was yeah, pretty much. When you touch the doors, before you even finish closing them, you find out that this specific vault was a repopulation vault. They were not supposed to be staying in this vault long term. Once the stasis was deactivated by the vault being opened, it will not reactivate.
Sorknir just does the like exhausted, resting his hand on the closed vault.
Sorknir.
Yorick is right.
Okay, I'm gonna yank the door open as best I can, assuming it'll open.
Why?
Sorknir helps you pull the door open. And
Okay.
I just received
there
extra
a
information
Check
from
for
the
emergency
police.
extraction C-sections.
I still have
I would
no idea
think
what we're going to
nature.
do with these.
Nature?
What do you think, Jen? Nature?
Nature, medicine, whichever.
Nature sounds good.
I don't have
Dealing
either.
with
It would be
animals.
equally bad for either. So there's that. Yona, do you know what you're doing?
Of
I
course
know
Milna
we're
knows what
wasting
she's doing.
time.
Fine. Yorick is just gonna try to do what he can with
This happens in nature. You can't save every animal. Sometimes the
We
mother
can save
dies.
this
It's
animal.
fine.
Sometimes they die, but they're not gonna die right now. And
There's
why do we
no
even
reason
need
to
them
save
anyway?
it.
That was an
They shouldn't even
entirely
be
short
here.
year's idea, and he said we should save these guys. So
Ahem. I'm agreeing with you, Yorick, that they would die. I am not saying that we should save them. I am against all of this. We need to track those men down and are losing time dealing with this. Sorknir angrily explains this to you while he's popping out the forge, and he is getting to work on building you a surgical knife.
Rafe,
But he is angrily working on this surgical knife.
okay. Careful. Do we have enough time to get the surgical knife before?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
So
I
you
do know
want to take
Rafe
one,
has
you already
a half
have one.
dozen daggers on her. One of them would have been fine.
Right. Good call. I was gonna use an axe, honestly, because Rafe, I need a knife that's like knifier than the axe.
The Romulan knives start glowing.
We need. Do you have any really strong alcohol?
No deed. Take one of the knives and stand down and begin cutting.
Yes, those were in a sheath on the small of my back. Go ahead and grab one. The idiots didn't take my knives, so.
Do we have anything?
I do have a
disinfectants?
rudimentary understanding of
Do
what
we have
to do with
disinfectants
this
on us?
from my readings. And Sorknir begins getting down and starts performing some emergency C-sections.
Yes. Do we have any disinfectant? And do we have anything? Oh no, we don't.
We're not
Sorknir gets
saving
started.
your
He
mothers.
does while Yorick is worrying about these things. Sorknir has dropped down and has started cutting on one
And
of
already
the
cut out
animals.
2 unicorn foals and a greater direwolf pup.
Okay.
While Yorick is worrying.
Okay. Because is there any, Yona? I know you don't believe in me, but is there any? Can you help look and see if there's any formula? Something.
As you finish saying formula, Sorknir dumps one of the unicorn foals into your arms. Yorick goes, help feed. Sorknir turns back to the rest of the work.
Okay. How are these small critters? Okay, do they look I guess we're not. The infection would be more for the mother who's already dead. So I
Hey,
guess that's fair.
Sarkir, question. Would you like to use your Yggdrasian command?
Yes, I would like to use that whenever that is.
Okay, you pull out this little wooden whistle,
Okay.
slide whistle, and you just go, and out of nowhere, the carriage shows up.
Okay. That is. I feel like this is bad. This is not good. This is a bad sign. This is not.
This is perfect. Sorkin begins immediately grabbing the foals and lightly tossing them into the carriage, which has kindly, of course, opened up to the appropriate nursery room. As
Do we
it
have?
always does.
And
And also, any that have not been cut open yet have
Well-
been moved into the
Yorick
carriage.
is working on that in the meantime, but also is worried about formula because they're gonna starve if you don't give them something like sugar water, maybe. Like Yorick is trying to remember.
You forget what's inside the caravan nursery.
The carriage is a roaming rooms of mansion of requirement. It's got all that.
Yeah,
It's been
So I'm
feeding
sure-
all the other. It's been feeding all the other animals, and they're just fine.
that's
Some
true.
of them are
A
alive.
lot of those are
It will
undead
drop
anyway.
down a random nipple near the mouth of the baby, and the baby can feed. It's
In fact,
literally
I think
just
we've seen it feeding things before. I'm pretty
They
sure we've
dropped
seen it feed the
It's
Tarad.
a carriage made of a cutting of Yggdrasil, the tree of life.
So it will keep these creatures alive. It will provide them what they need. Okay.
Yes.
Then we get the change cats and we get them in, and that's the surgery. Hopefully goes well.
Yeah, the caravan takes over once all the quote unquote mothers are inside, and then it kind of pushes all of you out while grabbing the blood dragon eggs off the back of Dissy, and
Okay.
also throws out tentacles to all the nests in the room to find any surviving eggs, and
Okay.
kind of pushes you guys out of the vault
Okay.
while doing that.
let's
Good.
keep
Now let us
walking.
be off and move
Okay.
and run.
Okay.
Let's keep moving.
We should check to make sure they're settling in. Okay.
No.
Sarkir grabs you and starts running.
Yorick will follow.
As you after it pushes you guys out, it kind of just like throws a tentacle out and grabs the door and closes it.
Yorick, no. That's cool.
Carriage just.
Yeah,
out.
well,
Rejoice, Yorick. We have weakened several
pretty much-
species
pretty
this
much
day.
it went on rescue mode, so it literally it's gonna collect any living specimens and then leave on its own.
Okay. We'll have to sort that out later. But okay, that's the best we. Why did you have the vault?
I did not create the vault.
And the didn't tell you why?
It was a repopulation effort for almost extinct animals.
Uh-huh.
Sarkir spends the next 15 minutes explaining to you the genealogies of the creatures, what led to their extinction, and thus what led to the stats.
And
You're
Mark
welcome.
is kind of listening and like trying to pay attention and just not understanding any of it. Like he doesn't understand every other word, and he's like,
Also, the
At the very end,
change stats were from a
understand
mistake.
now.
Were from one of the tests. For one of the test runs of the artifact you guys are heading towards right now.
oh, interesting.
Because change cats come from another dimension.
Yeah, they come
That's
from
something
Greyhawk. I know this.
Useful came out
I
of
am-
this latest dump.
An expert on Greyhawk, actually.
Yeah, so pretty
well, I'm
much-
glad we wasted our
Mostly
time saving
addicts.
animals that won't be able to survive in the wild because they're being raised in captivity. So
Well,
let's keep moving, shall we?
yeah, but
Yeah, that's what the carriage is for.
we can save them from ourselves.
Hop up high enough to smack him upside the head.
So here, literally,
He's
like,
taller
just
than you.
waving that question away as he's running.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys keep running, and you guys end up right in front of the portable trans-dimensional travel vault. And it is so hot and so cold here that it is not funny.
Okay.
The realm truly is a miserable one, my friend. As Sorkir steps in and starts trying to figure out what's going on.
How do you turn it off? That is the appropriate question.
Yeah, Morp just floats over kind of woozily. Morp is kind of going like.
I grab Morp, and I just stick him on my shoulder, and then I go figure out how to shut this thing down.
Morp just starts cheeping or chirping or whatever. Morp like speaks. However Morp speaks.
Uh-huh.
And is just kind of frantically pointing at the portal.
Do we have to go through to stop it, Morp? Is that what you're saying?
It shifts itself into two robed figures and jumps through another section of it that kind of looks like the portal.
Ah, so they went through the portal. Lovely.
Sorkir begins swearing loudly and gives a good looking around the room, but is starting to walk towards the portal.
Oh yeah, also one of the little morphs is carrying a box.
Oh, which means those
A
guys had
boxy object.
those guys had a box that they took through and more.
It wasn't a box, it was like a boxy looking object with like a circle on the front.
Not something we want them to have, right?
No, probably not.
Probably not. Because it most likely is the projector.
Okay.
Or the portable transdimensional travel machine.
Oh, so they took the portal with them through it.
The portal generator.
They took the launcher with them, yes.
So essentially,
Because
they
you
can
don't
build
see
more
it.
portals
You don't see it anywhere in the vault.
So we can't go after them unless we have the portal.
You can. No,
So
you can.
Must go
But they
out.
take the
they're
only way to
still
open the
open.
portal or close the portal with them
So it's just stuck open until we get the projector back.
until they close the portal. Yeah.
All right, so we just have to get to them before they do something dumb, and reopen it or
Like
close it or
from the other side.
that too. Yeah.
Sorkir is sprinting towards the portal at this point. Once we realize that it's not in the room.
Yeah. Sorkir, once Sorkir gets within like 20 feet of it, he gets pulled in.
As soon as Sorknir gets put in, Yorick is jumping in after him because no, we can't just let Sorknir. And then halfway through the jump,
got caught in the event horizon.
yeah, as soon as Yorick goes through, he realizes, oh shoot, we're leaving Rafe and Yelena behind. But if they don't jump, then we're split the party, and that's not good. But also, we can't just let Sorknir be on the other side and face these things alone. And
if Snorknir's gone through, Wraith has followed.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Same with Iona. Okay, Yorick, I want you to roll a. Would history technically be familiar setting?
Yeah, I mean, or you could just give it to Yorick because he would know it because he's local.
Yeah.
Either way.
You're in the borderland. You guys landed in the borderlands.
Oh.
Yeah.
I knew
Yorick
that.
would probably be able to tell us that right away.
Yeah, because they knew him from before. Guys, this is Borderlands.
Roll insight.
Ooh, insight. Okay, also not good at that.
Would insight be to see if you can recognize where in the borderlands you are?
Maybe
insight or
history. Just
history,
general,
survival.
More history based in
history.
Either
history.
way, I don't have proficiency in any of that, so I have a 12. No bonuses, but I got a 12.
Yeah, you know where you are.
Oh, good. Where are we?
You are on the Jotun side of the borderlands.
Okay.
Near your clan home.
Oh, guys, you should come meet my grandmother.
Is it as cold there as it is here? As Sorknir is.
Well, I mean, it's not that cold. Do you need a coat? She'll probably have a fire going. And Well, it's a bit of a walk. It's about a day's walk up along the edge, and then we're almost home. I've been patrolling this area before. My brothers are here. This is my homeland.
Sorknir pulls out the slide whistle again and
Wait.
blows it while shaking.
Why do we
And
need
call the carriage.
All right.
In today's walk, I will be warm. He marches inside the carriage.
Please, Sorknir, can we?
He comes out like 20 minutes later with an actual appropriately puffy dwarven jacket for himself.
And one Harangon shaped too.
Oh.
Tosses it to Rafe.
Okay. It's not
Well,
that
then,
cold.
I appreciate that we're excited to be near home. Congratulations, hooray! Weren't we in the middle of a chase in hot pursuit?
There's
roll
they're
for
going
tracking,
that
right?
way.
Everybody
That's
roll
right.
for tracking.
Okay.
Oh, look.
What'd you get, Rafe?
That's an 18. They're going that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Everybody else?
I got
Anybody else get a 15 or better?
I got a 16 plus whatever
Yeah. So they're heading the way that Yorick was pointing.
19 or the way
It's home.
pointing. But yeah, Yorick is like, oh, okay, tracks. No, right. Rix is that way, and that Yorick looks. Oh yeah, those are the tracks. Okay, let's do it. And Yorick is all right behind me.
Too small to be Jotun.
Too small to be Jotun. This is good. All right, I have
Even too small to be Jotun children.
too small to be Jotun children. Even
Yeah.
good to know. Good to know. All right, this way. There's tracks in the snow. Rafe was right. Everyone behind me because it might be dangerous. Keep an eye out though because.
The caravan actually opens. The side of it opens into the stable. Well, not the stable, the cold stable. And out comes Sleipnir's.
Oh, I thought Sleipnir was one of a kind. Okay, 8-legged horse,
Sleipnir was the original.
and he had babies. Okay, or I don't even know. If
Sleipnir was it's like Pegasus. Pegasus was the original Pegasi.
Interesting. So
Sleipnir's
Sleipnir
the
had
flip-flop.
descendants who are also 8-legged horses. Okay, all right. And I'm guessing
So it comes out with your Sleipnir, Yorick.
Wait, hey, Cobalt, I haven't seen you since. Hey, you were supposed to be home. What happened to you? How'd you get here?
The carriage clearly kidnapped him, as it does every time it does something that we want.
No. There is a note attached to Cobalt.
Oh, what does it say?
It's got an owl on the seal.
Ah, that's Fro, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't kidnapping; it was horse theft. Much better.
Okay. Does he look like he's injured in any way? I mean,
No, not injured at all. Looks extremely happy. Looks extremely healthy.
Okay, good job. Sorry, I know. I'm sorry. I know. That
You
was.
want to read the note?
What? Yeah. What does the note say?
Note says, "Hey, I thought you might need this at some point. I asked Cobalt first before moving them to the caravan."
Hi. Okay. Okay. I'll give him a kiss on the snout, and all right. Do we have tack for these? The creatures are tacked up, saddles, bridles, reins. Okay. Good job.
Also, there is your Sleipnir, and then there are Sleipnir that are sized for each of them.
Oh, smaller breeds to get.
Yeah, there's a Sleipnir pony for Sorknir.
A pony for Sorknir. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, the mini breeds. Okay. Yep. Should be good. All right. Are we gonna go on Slubback?
Slipback.
Sorknir has already climbed up on Starmie as is his usual move when offered such a choice.
It's warmer than walking. Rafe curls up around the neck of the beast.
Hey, should be okay.
Red curls up around the neck of the Slepnai?
Uh-huh. It's warm.
Yeah, clambers up and then Roke's okay.
Yeah, you pretty much just like take your ears, hold them, and just like.
Yolna, are you going to be able to keep up with us in bear form?
I have no idea. We'll find out.
Okay.
Iona, would you like to acquire a Slepnai form?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you could turn into one.
Potentially, but not at the moment.
Fair. I mean, if you've
It's,
seen them, then you can wild shape into them later. You can just kind of sniff.
In theory, depending on what their challenge rating is, yes, and
Yeah.
whether they're beasts.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're
the lunar direwolf that you have is the same challenge rating.
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't think they're gonna have a challenge rating of anything bigger than a bear. Like they're fast, but they're not vicious beasts. They're riding,
they're like a horse.
except they're
Just
faster.
a horse with
and
8 legs.
Yeah.
Let's all just take a 15-minute break, 10-minute break here, and we'll be back
Oh yes, it
in
is break
just a
time.
few minutes because it's halfway through our episode.
I think that sounds fair. Hello, everyone.
Welcome back. It's
Go.
continuing Artifacts of Romulus here on All on the Table.
Yay. Okay. So we have mounts, who are 8-legged horse beasts. One of whom is named Cobalt and is the bestest boy, and is the sweetest foal you will ever meet.
Yeah, and we also have 2 Slepnai that are being ridden. Well, 2 regular Slepnai and a Slepnai pony.
Yeah. Sorkmere sized.
Yes.
A little smaller to kind of help you mount up so not so hard. They're hardy beasts. They'll be able to keep up, more or less.
I dub you the Pony Bill.
By the way.
Oh, that Bill. I mean, I was just listening to that on audiobook. They left out Galadriel's husband. Celeborn got left out of the movie.
Yes, yes. He was there briefly.
Yeah.
Who?
Celeborn, he's a character in Tolkien's work who got.
Yeah. I wasn't sure what you were talking about. It's like you said Tolkien. Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, because he said Bill the Pony, and I was like, like Samwise is Bill the Pony. And then, but you can give him another name besides Bill.
Tim Bombadil wasn't even in the movie.
Yeah, well, he got short stracks too. But okay, so we have horses. We are mounted up. Where are we headed?
We're following
The
tracks.
tracks
They
which
went
are leading
that way.
towards your village.
They are.
Towards your clan home, yes.
They are. Oh, they're. Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
Probably not.
I did say they were heading the way you were pointing
Oh, I assumed that you meant.
when you were talking about your clan home.
Oh yeah, I was like, yeah, we go up just above that mountain ridge, and then there's a path, and then okay, let's go, let's move. I mean, they might not be going there, but if they're anywhere near our clan home, I want them going. They do not belong there.
Actually, in my case, it's more.
Yeah.
Rafe is just letting the horse run as she's curled tight to the neck to keep warm.
All right. Yorick is kind of.
She's not a snowshoe hare.
Yeah, Yorick's mounted up. He's ridden these things his whole life. I'm guessing Jotuns learned to ride in their youth, and this is okay. Off we go.
Especially Slepnai.
Yeah, because there are traditional mounts. Can Yolna keep up, even with only 4 legs versus 8?
What is
the bear's speed?
A bear's movement speed is 40,
Yes.
which is frankly not enough because bears can hit like 40 miles an hour, but
Yeah,
whatever.
true.
That's how the
Bears
game works
can-
sometimes.
Yeah, but
But if you
Yeah,
do
sure.
the math, it's really weird.
Yeah.
Because 40 feet in 6 seconds is a
no,
lot.
it's insane. I mean, well, that's why you're superhuman heroes that end up, fighting gods and things, because you've
Right.
got a 2-second 40.
I mean,
Right.
Usain Bolt has
Yeah.
really close to a
Yeah.
5-second 40, if not a little
Yeah.
faster. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we put the fastest humans today to shame.
Yeah.
All of us.
But yeah, the Slevnir. So can Yolna keep up, or do we have to scale back to keep to like a canter?
No, I'd say that Yona would be able to keep up at an okay pace.
Okay, not as fast as we can go, but
Okay, yeah, I just ran it
You guys
through a
would definitely
calculator.
make it
40
there
feet in a
quicker
6-second
than,
round is about 4.5 miles an hour.
What was that?
I said, okay, yeah, I just did the math. 40 feet in a 6-second round is about 4.5 miles per hour.
okay. Just
That's quicker than a person than you guys walking.
yeah,
That is
which
quicker
is
than the
30
average
feet per
walk speed, yes.
6 seconds.
Remember, a horse has a speed of 60.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Slevnirs probably have a horse speed of 80 because they're 4-legged or 8-legged and they have the extra boost. Or maybe not 80, but they definitely have faster than 60 because that's the whole point of the 8 legs is it goes faster.
Yona might have to jog, but
Yeah, we're probably going at like half speed and Yona's going at double or like double round or something, and we're going basic, and it's like okay. But
oh yeah, also it was pre-dawn when you guys showed up.
Interesting. So the sun is just rising.
Yes.
Okay. What time of year is it?
It is the beginning of the year.
So it probably
If memory serves, you guys are only like 3 days past the New Year.
3 days past New Year. So it's very, very short days. So pre-dawn can be as late as 9 or 10 o'clock because of how the sun works in the
I'd say like 8:15.
Okay. Yeah, because the sun does not rise early in that part of the world in the winter. Very short burst, I would imagine. Okay. Clopping along. It's morning. Sun is coming up as much as it's going to come up, and we're just going.
Yona, how long have you been a bear?
I imagine I
that's a good
probably got
question.
about an hour left.
Okay, so your Slepni is kind of plodding along with you.
Yeah, probably will keep pace. How
For in case
far
you need
is
it.
about the clan home? Would you say?
You said it was like a day's walk, right?
Yeah, I was guesstimating, but yeah, okay, day's walk. So, yeah, so it would probably be 7 or 8 hours on foot. Probably shorter on back of sled back. So
It'd probably take so regular horseback it'd probably take like 4 hours.
okay.
You could probably get there in like an hour and a half if the Slepni was going full speed.
Full tilt. Yeah, full tilt.
So you guys are probably gonna go at Yona speed
At least
until her
Bear
wild
speed.
shape runs out, and then
yeah, bear speed for the next hour, and then when Yona switches back, I'll kind of hand out the reins because we've had one kind of coming alongside.
yeah. Oh, also the caravan is following you.
Sure, it can follow. That's fine.
It's a sentient caravan. Of course, it's gonna follow you.
Yona, do you need a ride?
I'd be perfectly happy to walk, but since it seems you're in a hurry, then yes, we should probably go.
Hop.
Once
Yeah,
Fiona pops
so-
out of her shape, Sorknir gets back up on the carriage, since that's an option rather than riding the Slepnir.
The carriage is lagging a little bit behind, though.
Sorknir swears and gets on the Slepnir very
All right, so now
trepidatiously.
we're going at as fast as the
He had been riding Starmie. Since
Even with the pony,
that
the
keeps
pony
up
might be
the
slowing
fire.
us down a little bit, but I'm sure we can go faster now that Yona's mounted.
Oh yeah, you guys make it there in like 45 minutes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we're at a gallop, but it's 8-leg gallop, so we're just cranking.
And
Yeah,
he's
you guys are just like freaking crank. You guys don't even follow the path. You guys just crank it straight across any gaps.
any sign of the two robed men.
You have not encountered them yet.
Interesting.
Sorkner
But
begins
you make it to
around
Clan
so
Home
we can-
before them.
Okay, and are they? Do we keep? The
think
tracks
so?
don't
Okay.
branch, do they? They don't. They didn't just start heading that way and then tweak it to go somewhere else.
No. They literally took because there's only one path
Right.
past a certain point, and that's when Iona timed out.
Right. So we were
So
kind of.
you guys were already on that singular path. The only thing up that path is Clan Home. There's no caves, no diversions, nothing.
The rest of it's pretty steep and rocky and hard to move on, and they're probably not there.
It's a sheer drop on one side and a sheer cliff on the other.
Okay, then definitely not
Like
anywhere.
overhang cliff, like they can't climb up it kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. Let's move then. And the
So
Scorpions are
they're going
sure-footed
to catch up
on
to you
there.
eventually.
because these guys they know how to move on this narrow path and are
And as I said, the Slepnine can skip the path at full gallop.
yeah, they can cut short.
So normally if they were just like doing a walk, if they were just trotting,
Mhm.
they'd have to follow the winding path. But like there are a few spots where like the path goes to one way or the other. You guys have been
No.
able to skip those because the
They've been able
Slepnine
to
are doing
jump long
yoink.
gaps or scramble over rocky bits that you could not walk over because they have 8 legs and are going super fast. Gotcha. Okay.
They pretty much just they don't even jump. They just go yoink straight. Like, they just keep running. They don't even jump. They just keep running, and it's almost as if they're running on the air in the gap.
Oh, like cartoon physics because they're going so fast they don't see. All right.
They're also Slepnine, which
Yeah,
can
they
run
have-
on air.
They have a little bit of Loki blood up in the bloodline that gives them some.
Well, they have Sleipnir. Like Sleipnir could run on the air. They don't
Right.
have where they can constantly run on the air, but for short
But they have a
jumps,
little bit of the old magics left in the blood. Gotcha.
yeah, they can do it for a short burst, but they can't like full out run on the air.
Which is fine. They only need a little bit. All right. So we're getting there faster and
You guys literally make it to Clan Home within like
Okay.
45 minutes.
all right. And Yorick is struck by I'm home. I'm home.
Yes.
This is
There's also
and then
not announcement horn, but like a
a warning.
like a horn that goes off when you guys are spotted. Like once you guys stop,
Yeah.
the Slepnine are steaming.
Okay. And this is the point where I know that we need to like slow them down to a trot, and they need to like walk it off and not just stop right away because then they need to be.
So I mean, it's because the air friction. It's not that they're not even tired. It's just that they're steaming because of the speed.
Yeah, but you gotta cool it easy. Still, you gotta take care of your mounts, make sure they have time to rest, and Yorick always errs on the side of
Yeah, no, but I'm
Let's
saying like
take a break.
you guys are within sight of Clan Home, so you can see them, they can see you, kind of thing.
yeah,
So you guys walk in the horses the rest of the way.
yeah, and yeah.
But the second you guys stop the Slepnine run,
yeah,
you guys are spotted by those at the gates of Clan Home, and a horn goes off.
yeah, and Yorick is just like, okay, that's fine. This is home. Like I think Yorick, you might see like a little bit of a tear coming over. Like he's
Your Slepnine is very distinctive.
yeah. He's Cobalt, of course.
It's one of the last original pattern Slepnine.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's the bestest. And
What I mean by that is original pattern, as in like looks like Sleipnir.
And the others have more genes from other horses.
More
other
horse looking.
Yeah.
Horse or pony looking, so like Palominos and stuff like that.
Yeah, they have
Rather
different
than the
patterns.
pure white of Sleipnir.
Yeah, it's probably a special. Gives Cobalt a little kiss. And all right. So Yorick, you can see, is tearing up a little because he left home and he went down to the capital, and then everything happened and he got dragged into this whatever nonsense. He met with Rafe, and then suddenly the gods are here and it got confusing and he doesn't know anything, and now he's just home, and it's good to be home. Just for
Also,
a
I'm
little.
trying to remember, was it the shin guard, the boots / shin guards, or was it the gauntlets? I can't remember which. That was in the Warden City.
Oh, you told us. Did I write it down? If no one wrote it down, then you can write down the word, whichever you want.
No, because we actually said what it was. I just don't remember.
Right, but if no one remembers, then it that's the. I guess if there's a recording, it's slightly different. But if the rule is if no one remembers, not even the DM, then the DM can just make something else up and it becomes canon. And then you have to write it down the second time so that no one forgets the next time.
Yeah, because I know it was either the boots or the gauntlets. I don't remember which.
Right.
Or bracers. Yeah, it was the bracers because I just remembered that whole thing we did like 2 sessions ago. Yeah, it was the bracers.
Bracers, right. So we have the bracers, and they're still there. We checked. We did
You
check.
guys have the bracers.
Oh, good. Okay. Because the thief's going around to all the places stealing them, so we're just like, okay, gather them up and keep whoever it is from trying to do anything dumb.
Who had the bracers? Was it Sorkir?
I would imagine Sorknir.
Right?
I only have the daggers.
No. I was asking you if you remembered.
Nope.
Sorknir had them. Well, Sorknir has them now.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah, Sorkir has them. They're on
Yeah.
Sorkir's wrists.
Okay.
You have
Okay.
magical godlike bracers on. Sure.
Yeah.
When you get given as many divine gifts as Sorknir does, he loses track of some of them sometimes.
I mean, at this point, yeah, we do have.
Yeah.
We
gates of
crawled
hell, as
into
you
a
guys
hole and he
approach-
came out a king. I mean,
It's true. Yorick is just. We have a small little. The Emirian. Wait a second. The Emirian was given to us by the god
Ymir, yeah.
Ymir himself, which means he's like. That means everyone's going to recognize an Emirian as Ymir because they're a symbol from our folklore, right? Almost certainly.
Yeah. They're Emirian elementals. Emir's
Yeah.
elementals. So
they're going to notice that it's that he has now a Emirian companion. It's going to be like a thing. Sorknir's family, Yorick's family is going to be like, that's an Emirian. And they're like, yeah, Ymir said so, yeah. And then Yorick's going to get all embarrassed because he doesn't do anything. But, okay. All right.
as you guys are approaching the clan, like actually getting really close to the clan home, the gates in the wall open up and out walks one of the few remaining Sleipnir that looks like the original.
Okay.
But this one is much older and more battle worn,
Okay.
and is carrying an older female Yilin.
Okay. Do I recognize her?
This is your grandmother, the matriarch.
Oh, excellent.
And next to her are your mother and father on one side, and the head warrior on the other.
Okay. Yorick is kind of come, bring Cobalt kind of around, and hop down and
Kind of give a traditional bow.
yes.
Yeah, your Emirian has detached from your shoulder, but it's just like standing there holding on to like your earlobe.
And I'm gonna kind of push him into a bow too.
No. I mean, like he is bowing, but he's just like he's not fused to your shoulder.
Well, that's good. Not fused to
He's
shoulders.
he's just holding himself there, like holding your earlobe to keep him from falling off your shoulder.
Right.
Kind of thing.
I'll kind of put my arm up to kind of be careful. And then to count, you can see York like with his fingers counting how long to hold this. Then gonna stand up and just like grin. Grandmother, I'm home.
She is carrying the largest permafrost warhammer that any of you have ever seen.
Okay.
And Sorknir, I would like you to, if you would like, to examine from your position on the back of the Sleipnir pony, the handle of said permafrost warhammer.
Sorknir gets down off the Sleipnir pony to examine it. Any weapon of such quality deserves his wholehearted attention.
And as soon as York sees that, he'll kind of that's Sorknir. He is a dwarf, and he is not the most on manners, but he's very much and means no ill will.
Upon being reminded of manners, Sorknir stands a step back from the device and bows.
Oh no, you haven't even approached. I just wanted to know if you wanted to use your material site.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he does.
Okay, yeah. So you got off your pony and you approached up to Yorick because the Sleipnir had stopped a little ways back.
Mm-hmm.
So you got off the pony, walked up to Yorick, and
Yorick
by now the sun is high in the sky. So it's probably about 1-2 o'clock in the afternoon.
All right, fair.
So the sun is at its zenith. True noon. It's at like true noon.
Okay.
Because noon isn't actually noon. Like high noon is true noon.
Right.
Fair.
Sorknir bows.
And your crown is reflecting light. Like it's shining. Your obsidian circlet is got like a burst of light coming off of it from the sun. And when the matriarch sees that, she dismounts and bows to you.
And this throws York off because wait, what?
She's the one in the head of clan home, but she's bowing to Sorknir.
Which is a little confusing for York. Because
Sorknir takes it in stride and offers a small head bow instead of the full bow that he had been planning for a formal introduction. He's not one to disallow someone from ceding to him in terms of overall social standing. Sorknir, a pleasure to meet you, madam. May I?
And that actually throws the matriarch for a loop.
Hearing the title of Thane.
He said Thane. And she says it's a very rumbling voice due to her age and stature.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also melodic. It doesn't sound like a landslide of boulders. It sounds more like a snow, like a avalanche. Of pure snow, no rocks, no debris, just pure snow avalanching off a mountain.
Huh.
Lord Dwarf, might I ask who you are Thane to if you are not the ruler?
Isn't Thane king?
No, Thane is like a regional thing. Like there would be like a step down for so think Skyrim. High King is at the top of Skyrim, and then Thane is below that. They're like a province leader. They're a lord.
Mm-hmm.
Think if you remember your Macbeth, all the Thanes were promoted to Earl at the end of the play by the king.
Ah, okay.
Yes. Macbeth starts as a Thane of Cawdor, if I recall correctly, and then he tries to bump himself up higher, which goes badly.
Yeah, but the Thane is a noble title, and you can be raised up higher. Thane is considered the lowest of the noble titles in the British Isle, and there hasn't been one for nearly 1,000 years.
Okay, clarification then. I think I misunderstood what Sorknir's titles were then.
Oh no,
Is
no,
he
you are
Thane and
technically
is
Thane.
he
You are
Thane? Was he named Thane and
to
King as
Fro.
a special thing, or just King?
You are the Thane of Fro.
Ah,
Fro is
okay.
Thane.
Yeah,
Gotcha. I was
Fro
named the
is
King of that realm, but I'm the Thane of Fro. Okay, there we go.
You're Fro's Thane. Yes.
Thane.
So
She gave
technically,
the
your
title.
title would be Thane Sorknir, King of the Deep Realm.
Okay,
Because realms are confusing.
there we go. Thank you. And Sorknir kind of gives it as like almost like an airy version of like James Bond then, where he goes, Thane Sorknir, she has time to like ask the question, and he goes, and then he repeats it with the full name of Thane Sorknir, King of the Everdeep Holds. Thane to Frovarix.
I think
That causes every single Jotun that is not Yorick to drop to the ground in prostration. Both Yorick's parents hop off their Sleipnai and drop, and the head warrior hops off his Sleipnai and drops.
And Yorick will go down on one knee and turn to, and then ask them, why didn't anyone tell me Frovarax was so important?
Okay, out of game, did you literally forget that Fro is the
No, I remember this, but Yorick
doesn't understand.
Yorick had no idea.
Yorick doesn't understand that.
Yeah, Yorick had no idea Fro was so important.
Explained it,
starting to understand as they're meeting all these gods, and the gods know Fro, and he's like starting to understand that Frovarax is somebody, but he didn't know that going in. He had learned that as they traveled together, and
I know Fro did explain this, right?
Yes,
No,
Fro explained
not
this,
really.
but
Fro attempted to a couple of times, but also had Sorknir like attempt to explain it.
Yeah.
And Sorknir definitely left gaps in his explanations.
But Yorick
Somewhat
didn't know that
purposefully.
going in. So now that his parents recognize Frovarax like that, and he's like, you didn't tell me this before I went to the capital. I met Frovarax, and I didn't know before that she was so important.
His name is.
You didn't tell me.
You didn't know him technically as Frovarax. You knew her as Fro.
Right, and that's why.
Varix.
And then
you knew her as Frovarix.
And then Yorick, I think
Frovarax and Frovarix are two different names.
Right, and then as soon as you say that, Yorick like clicks and it's like, wait, is Frovarax? That's what Fro is short for?
Sorknir favors you with a rare smile, and while everyone else is like still like heads down, like he turns towards you and like just gives you like that crap eating grin.
Yeah.
Wait, that's why everyone was so. That's what. And
the lantern has lit.
saying things the whole time.
The celestial owl of the mortal coil. You were traveling with the celestial owl of the mortal coil.
Wait, that's Frovarax, like, so Fro was Frovarax, like that Frovarax?
Yes, my grandson.
Hi. Also, I hope she didn't think I was disrespectful because I didn't realize she was that Frovarax.
It was her wish to be kept fairly secret. This is, friend Yorick, in fact, the first time I have openly declared such allegiance to a group. However, the time is left for more subtle measures.
Well, I guess that's true. Oh, did you see the two riders? Short like halflings, but broad like dwarves. They were here, and they're very dangerous, and we need to kill them. Well, maybe not kill them, but we have to find them, and they came this way.
I
We
would
saw the
prefer
tracks.
to
No, we
question
see
them, in fact.
Yeah, something. They took Rafe. Oh, also, more introductions. If that is that right? Yes.
You may rise. Sorknir gestures for everyone to get back up.
They rise and then they turn to the rest of your party, and
This is
the matriarch walks up to Rafe and Iona.
This is Rafe LeBeau, Marquis of the Feywilds of some class, and this is Iona, chosen of Diana, and also just Iona.
Chosen of Diana and Sekhmet.
And Sekma too. Yes, that too. But mostly just Iona. She does not hold loyalty to anyone or anything. She just holds loyalty to Iona, and maybe us, maybe, but mostly just Iona. I don't think. I don't know if it's the title. Iona's mostly just Iona.
Oh, you know, I mean, it's just Rafe. I don't prefer the title. Just call me Rafe.
At the mention of your last name, Rafe, the matriarch turns to you and makes the sign of the faction.
Okay.
And this is my grandmother, matriarch of our clan. And
she says it is good to have a guardian among us.
Yeah.
Well, that was never the plan, but you know how these things go.
May Fro guide forever.
Yes.
May Froverax guide forever.
Froverax guide forever. And like, yeah, as soon as she said that, Yorick automatically says it back, like, because that's what you do. And then he's like, and then he keeps beating himself up over realizing that.
well, Fro did use either Fro or Froverax.
Yeah.
They never used Froverax.
True. But Froverax is like, Yorick still feels like he should have put this together sooner with the name and the way everyone was treating her and the should have put it together faster. Yeah. But the two.
Now the introductions are complete. Might I inquire if you would like to come inside so we may sit and talk, rather than stand out here in what to your companions must be very cold?
I think that would be prudent.
Yeah, yes. To be fair, Rafe has not moved. She's just kind of one-handed out from the side of the neck, clutching the warmth of the horse. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be best. Hopefully there's time for that. Come.
As you guys are heading over towards the what's it called? The
stable.
So you guys have headed into clan home. As you guys are heading towards the, I guess, longhouse would be a good way to put it. The head warrior speaks up and says, "It is good to see you, cousin. I believe the two you are looking for were seen recently by our scouts headed up the pass.
Up further
They have not reached here yet, but they are on their way here. And one carries a very unusual box."
Yes, that is a powerful magical artifact that probably...
You do not know that for a fact. You just know that Morp did, like...
Mimic, yeah.
As a player, you know that, but as a character, you don't.
Yeah. Sorknir, what is that box exactly that they're carrying?
I believe it is the device allowing creation of the portal that we took here.
So they could go anywhere, use it to build a portal to anywhere?
Anywhere my people were capable of transporting us to, yes.
And they haven't yet.
It does have a cooldown.
Oh, well, that explains it. How long until they can use it again, then?
My assumption would be about a day. Unless... Does the thing pop in...
2 days.
Never mind. 2 days.
2 days. That's good. That gives us time to apprehend them, and then question, and then do we have a plan justice wise, like summer execution or because they did Rafe. I mean, and the dragon too. I mean, everything they did with the dragon was extremely cruel, and frankly,
Trespassing upon my realm without permission alone is worthy of death.
well,
Yes, Yorick, I believe some sort of capital punishment will be in order when we are done with them.
that's
Lord Saint Sorknir, might I ask, what dragon is my grandson talking about?
It was part of a repopulation effort. And again, Sorknir literally hand waves as he says this as part of the explanation. Obviously not...
What did you say, repopulation effort? The matriarch goes pale. Do you mean the blood dragon mother?
Yes.
yeah.
They
Was
have
murdered.
killed the blood dragon mother.
Yes.
Yes, they killed the blood dragon mother.
We saved 8 eggs though.
Yeah.
Along
Well,
with
we
the
do have the eggs.
unicorn, along with a couple of unicorn foals, a random direwolf pup or two, and
Well,
something
a
else.
greater direwolf pup, which is the species of Romulus's protection.
Right, and the cats that were weird cats that creatures, they deserve to live. I don't know where they're from though. Sorkner, you understood where they came from. You knew the thing. And then there was a bunch of other eggs, along with all the other creatures that we ended up with this. It's New York's trying to like explain. We ended up with a Idrisil, right? That's the tree.
Yggdrasil, yeah.
Yggdrasil. So there's a part of Yggdrasil that was gifted to us by Romulus. Did Romulus give us the? It might have been Romulus. It
Was it
definitely
Romulus? Well, technically, no, Fro had it, but
Oh, yeah,
Romulus gifted a couple of his wolves to pull it.
right.
Not what it was? Okay.
Well, no, it wasn't the axe beaks that were pulling. Well, okay, but your
Before the axe piece.
Froverax.
It was the Axes, yes, but
Oh, there were
Romulus did gift a couple of wolves to pull it, but I think you guys declined.
Right. So a blessing of Froverax, a gift of a small piece of Yggdrasil that was carved into a cart.
Sung into a cart.
Sung. It was sung. Yes. So it carries not only the creatures that we saved from the dread dragon eggs and the direwolves and the unicorn, but a number of other creatures of great sorts who are all very. Well, a lot of them are technically undead, right?
As
only
York
one
gets
row.
to saying are technically undead, right? Sorknir just points in the distance as the carriage comes cresting over the hill. Now that it's been a little bit,
Yeah, it was following along.
finally having caught up with us.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't
literally,
know.
you just see the carriage with nothing pulling it. So it's just got the yokes just sitting there, just like an invisible creature is in between the yokes, just pulling it along.
Yeah, the yoke is still horizontal. It's not dragging.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's almost as if there's a creature in the yoke. So it's like the caravan is moving itself.
Just trundling along.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys have now reached the longhouse.
All right.
And this walk took about half an hour from the gate to the longhouse, and by that time the caravan has reached the gate.
And
then the second it reaches the gate, it just like zooms right up the main thoroughfare and plots down right near you guys.
Might I request asylum for the? I know it's not officially. We should have asked first, but might the conveyance be allowed to be in here? We should have asked
What?
first. Well,
Are you asking for asylum for the caravan?
yeah, it's like, we should at least ask permission for it to come in. Of course, it's already in, but might we let it stay here temporarily?
A few of the boards that make up the well, no, not boards. So you know how like longhouses have that like section that the door is under that
Yeah.
comes out from it.
Yeah.
The boards on the end, the awning boards
Mm-hmm.
that have a stylized carving of a wolf's head,
Mm-hmm.
they start glowing when the once the caravan pulls up. And they start dropping green motes of pollen.
Huh. And I'm guessing this has never happened in Yorick's whole life of living in the clan home.
Once before.
Once before.
Yes. When a piece of Yggdrasil was removed from the world tree, which is within the clan home's one of the roots is within the clan home's domain.
Okay.
A piece was removed by agents of the divine owl or the celestial owl, and was left here for a time until it could be transported to its destination.
Right. So it reacts as if it's just a Yggdrasil. This is because it's the piece of Yggdrasil. It reacts.
Those boards are made from Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil, yeah.
Yeah, and so is the wolf's head.
Ah.
The wolf's head and those two boards that are in the front where it's attached are made from Yggdrasil wood.
Ah.
So it is the wood recognizing its own.
Yeah.
And that happened when you were a wee little Jotun.
Okay.
So you have a vague memory of it.
Okay. Yeah.
So it does kind of validate the claim that it is a piece of Yggdrasil.
Well, I don't think Yorick ever really doubted that much, per se. But this is the what I was talking about. It follows sometimes like that.
Also, Sorknir, your pocket starts glowing.
Huh.
The
Interesting.
slide
Where you
whistle
keep the
is
whistle.
blowing.
Yeah, where you keep the slide whistle. It's like on the breast pocket. So like your breast pocket is just like thrumming with the green glow.
Yeah.
Sorknir turns back to the matriarch is still with us, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you guys are all right at the entrance to the longhouse.
Sorknir turns back to her and explains that he would like to assemble however many warriors they can spare and set up a trap for the two people that should be arriving sometime shortly at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely.
The matriarch turns to the head warrior and says, grandchild, grab our swiftest warriors. Not you, Yorick. Talking to the head warrior who is your cousin.
My cousin who's right there.
Just clarifying, because you're both her grandsons. So
Yes, that's true. But I figured.
And she says, assemble 8 of our swiftest riders and capture them and bring them here. You may use Slan. And she turns over the reins to her Slepnai, to the head warrior, and he bows to you guys' grandma, to the matriarch, and walks off holding the reins to Slan.
All right. Should I go with them, matriarch?
Grandson, you have been away far too long. Come, eat, sit, all of you.
Wait, but first the horses, the Slevniers, they need to be stabled
The
properly.
Slep will be taken care of, grandson.
Okay. I need to make sure Cobalt gets a kiss because he's good. And
They will be returned to the front of the longhouse well before you all have finished in here.
well, let them rest. They got us here as much faster than even a piece of the Eddercell could move.
What was that?
They got us here much faster than even a piece of the Eddercell could move. They deserve proper rest.
True. That's true.
Yorick has a soft spot for creatures.
Of course you got a soft spot for Cobalt.
Yeah.
They're birth buddies.
Yeah.
Slepni are born in pair with a Jotun.
Interesting. Huh. Good to know. But yeah. They so yeah, I guess we go in and we have a meal and
Yes. Also, I would like anyone that is going to be imbibing in Jotunberry wine to roll a Constitution check.
No. Nope.
Rafe is
Rafe would probably be fine, but she's too busy sitting next to the fire warming up.
yeah. The wine helps the warming process.
15 for Sorknir.
Okay.
Rafe is smart enough to know that the alcohol produces a false sense of warmness in you and should not be drank when you are extremely cold.
It is
Yeah.
magic wine.
No.
She doesn't care. It's alcohol. She's smart enough to know better.
Yeah.
She's also like 30 and has gotten past that I'm going to drink anything phase.
Yeah, that's fair. Yorick is
Dude, we were also drinking wine in the intro episode. So
true. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yorick is much
Doesn't
younger
mean
and has
she
not gotten
doesn't.
past that yet. And also, this is home. He hasn't had a chance at this, and he left very young and never really got much in this.
yeah,
So
you're not drinking Jotunberry wine. You're drinking Jotunberry mead.
there we go.
Jotunberry mead is solely for Jotuns.
They make
say
the
that,
wine for.
but that Rafe might steal.
I mean, he'll offer Rafe a sip because
Oh no, she won't take it until she's warmed up. Like she's too cold to drink alcohol, is what her mind says. She might still steal a flask for later.
I mean,
Oh,
Nor-
it wouldn't be stealing. Like it's solely for Jotuns, but also like
yeah,
the
I mean,
Dawn
Yorick
faction
will get
can
you a
drink it
flask,
also.
look it up.
Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's solely for those in special position outside of the Jotuns.
Yeah.
Jotunberry wine is for anyone. Jotunberry mead is for only those certain positions.
Yeah. But I would think York would be able to get a little bit of it and share. He probably knows that he shouldn't just be doling it out to anyone, but also Rafe is friend, and Rafe is the smart one, and Rafe deserves.
Yes.
And right now, Rafe is squatting down near the fire with her coat open, but still on her head. Just like hood up everything, just letting the warmth seep in.
Rafe, is it really
Yeah.
that cold?
I am from the warm swamps. I am not a snowshoe hare. My cousins, one of the other families, can handle this. My family is from the swamps.
Okay.
Imagine the difference of growing up in Louisiana
Mm-hmm.
to growing up in Alaska.
Fair. But York also, having grown up in the cold, is just
You grew up in Alaska compared to her. Just like
Yeah, exactly. So York does
it's
not
like-
it goes over his head that this is that
Antarctica
cold.
it's like the difference between Antarctica and Louisiana.
I feel like it's more Arctic Circle, but yeah, it's definitely up there with the. But York is like
North Pole versus Louisiana.
yeah, but
North Pole in winter.
yeah, it's cold, but he's still like does not quite understand how cold Rafe is. Oh. Yeah,
Yeah, Yodens are immune to the cold, so
exactly. Rafe or Yorick just is vibing. Yeah, this is cold.
yeah, it's like taking a walk at like 45 degrees.
It's cold, but it's like
Oh no, not 45, like probably like 65. It's very comfortable.
so this is home.
inside the building is 65, and Rafe is just starting to warm up. Yeah.
No, I'm saying the Yorick being outside
Right.
is like walking around in 65 degrees.
But yeah. Yona yeah. Is Yona gonna have any of the wine?
No, I should say not. When she wants to be intoxicated, she has much more interesting ways of doing that, is what I will say, to keep this stream appropriate.
Mushrooms?
There's more interesting ways.
We'll leave it at that. But
Yeah, that works.
but yeah. Rafe will kind of I'm forgetting Yorick's name. Yorick will kind of I think this is probably the Longhouse is probably like I'm guessing like a community center, and everyone in the clan home comes and goes fairly frequently.
It's also the home of the head family.
Right, which is her matriarch and
The matriarch and the direct family. So like you, your parents, and your siblings.
Yeah, and any other kids she might have had
that are under the age of majority.
Right.
So your aunts and uncles, your parents, and you,
Mm-hmm.
and then any of your siblings that are younger than you, any of your like cousins, nieces, nephews that are under the age of majority.
Right.
Would
Are
live in
still here.
the
The rest
house.
are moved out into the other greater community.
Where,
Okay.
yeah, if they have a job that takes them outside of the longhouse, yes.
Yeah. But, yeah. So this
Most
is
of your siblings still live at the longhouse because your family is the ruling family.
right.
Well, I mean, like your line, like your parents' line, like
Will
part
be
of the family.
they were one of them was firstborn, and so they're
Yeah.
in line for the throne, which means we're still okay.
Yeah.
And then the cousins are branching out and move out eventually.
Yeah.
On track. I'm gonna say Yorick is probably not the oldest.
You are second oldest.
Second oldest. Okay.
The oldest alive.
Second oldest alive.
Oldest living, second oldest.
Oh. Okay. That's a whole thing. All right. Forgot about that little corner of okay. That puts Yorick in a really awkward position. He does not want to
Yeah,
think.
you are the eldest living.
Okay.
That was the whole point of your journey. To get worldly knowledge.
Yeah. And
Because you are dumb as a pile of bricks.
yeah, a little bit.
Your own words.
It's true. Yeah, that probably said it. Yeah, Yorick is not the sharpest tool in the shed, as it were. But he's
That's why you went. That's why you set on the journey for worldly knowledge.
yes, and then got roped into way over his head, and this is not, and is just regretting letting his older brother die, and regretting a lot of things. Sister, interesting.
Older sister.
Older sister. Okay. Do I have any younger sisters?
3 younger sisters, 2 younger brothers.
Yes, and one of the oldest, the younger sisters, they could Well, question is it a,
It passes to the oldest,
no matter what
no
gender?
matter what.
Dang
Doesn't
it.
matter if it's male or female. It passes to the oldest.
Would Yorick be able to abdicate to the second youngest?
The three younger sisters are the three youngest.
Right. So a slightly younger brother, could he abdicate?
The second oldest brother is not fit.
Of course he's not.
So it's you and the youngest sister are the only two that are like
Even remotely
qualified.
And she's probably
And
Yorick
she's barely out of diapers kind of thing.
and none of the other siblings are even remotely qualified.
No, they all have other vocations that they are destined for.
Of course they do. So Yorick just has to live long enough for his youngest sister to be old enough that he can abdicate and not feel bad about it. Like she's
You're going to have to rule for a little while before she is old enough.
Grandma's still alive, right? If she's still alive, then whichever of his parents are, one of them could take the throne for temporarily, and then that would.
The matriarch chooses the. What I'm saying is that the matriarch chooses the next in line.
And she has somehow chosen Yorick.
Technically your older sister was chosen, and then she passed away, and you got chosen.
Why? Okay. Yorick is just not.
You were the only one over the age of majority?
Yeah, but parents. We had they're perfectly healthy and they could take
One's a blacksmith, one's a seamstress.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they couldn't. Just because
neither of them have the aptitude to lead.
Yorick doesn't have the aptitude to lead.
You have magic.
That's okay.
That's a prerequisite to be the head.
Okay, that is worth noting. Still, Yorick does not. Yorick does not want this.
You would have to leave for a time until your youngest sister.
None of Yorick's uncles or aunts have magic. None of them had any magic.
None of your parents, your mother's siblings had magic.
None of them. Huh.
None of them.
And
none of your aunts or uncles had magic. That was strong. Okay, that's false. They had magic, but none of them had strong enough magic to be able to take the
magic. Isn't that strong either? To be fair, Yorick is.
Your magic is strong enough to manifest.
I mean, there's that, yeah. But
their magic wasn't strong enough to manifest to anything above parlor tricks.
Okay, fair. So none of her siblings had any magic. And none of their
actually, your sister, it was no fault of your own that your sister passed away.
I mean,
your grandmother tried to pass the heirs portion of the mantle to her. And that killed her.
Killed her?
Yeah, she wasn't strong enough to hold the mantle.
And Yorick might be.
He had a strong enough aptitude to hold the mantle. But you needed more experience in the world before you could be.
Yorick is
the test could be given.
Not actually a capable ruler. We have established this. Yorick is no. Okay.
You just have the strongest potential, except for your youngest sister.
Right. So I just have to keep my grandmother alive until. Well, okay. I can't.
She's way up there. She's like old crone levels of like old.
She'll survive. She's strong. She's tough. She's smart. She's got magic. She'll survive until
she's old enough to have known the original Sleipnir.
Yeah, but that's not that old.
You still say that to grandma's face.
Second era.
Okay, but surely that some of the other grandkids have magic. There can't be only
You're
3
the
of us
oldest one. You're the oldest one
who has magic.
that has strong enough magic for the mantle. Yes,
I can't see some of the others.
but that is neither here nor there. You need to finish your journey first. Either way.
Yeah, well, that's part A, because Ymir himself said go and do this. So yeah, okay, Ymir is that needs to get done first, and then we can maybe find
That can be figured out later.
Yeah.
While this debate is happening between you and your mother, you are having this debate with your mother right now.
Of course I am. You know what? That tracks.
This is a debate every time you come home.
Yeah. And
you are having this debate with your mother right now. So this whole time you guys have been debating. When you at this point in the debate, your cousin, who's the head warrior, comes in dragging with 4 of the warriors. Comes in dragging the 2 robed figures.
Okay, we found them.
Sorknir slams down his mug that he'd been drinking. Thanks, Sindri. We can stop listening to this. And he hops off his stool because he was right next to all of this going down. And walks over to the 2 who have been drug in to begin the interrogation.
I think as this distraction is happening, then you just sort of hear a little voice in the back of your head that goes, you know, if you really hate it that much, you could just leave, wait 15 years, and your sister will be old enough, and then come home.
And Yorick blinks. I can't just... And you can hear him, you can see him, turn, and I can't just... And then, remember, he's talking to his mother. Remember that Yona's in the back of his head. And then he's saying, I wouldn't. And then he realizes that she can't hear Yona. And then feels really dumb. And just sighs.
If it sucks, hit the bricks.
And yeah, Sorknir does motion to Yorick's cousin to flip back the hoods and reveal their faces as Sorknir approaches.
Yeah, who are these mysterious?
He's marching up very sternly and kingly. He's attempting to be as intimidating as possible while approaching these 2.
I need Rafe and Sorknir to both roll history.
History.
No.
24.
That's a 25, Nat. 20.
Oh. Nat 20. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, snap! One is a herring guy and one's a dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both your cousins.
Oh. Huh.
One's Sorknir's cousin, one's Rafe's cousin.
Rafe drops the coat where she was hunched over the fire, stands up to her full height, and cuts off a portion of her cousin's
ears and all.
No, she walks up and knocks the ear in front of the traitor.
Wait, you can't just spill blood in the longhouse. You can't spill blood in the longhouse. That's the you can't.
As you're saying you can't spill blood in the longhouse, when Sorknir sees what Rafe is doing, Sorknir takes a gauntleted hand and just power back fists the dwarf's head into the Herringon's head, so they both get head clunked while it's getting its ears clipped.
Yeah, wait, hang on. And Yorick
hard enough to cause bleeding.
Yorick is like, we can't do this in the longhouse. This is civility. This is Yorick's like, no, this is not in the longhouse.
There is no wait.
Grandson?
There is no wait. When a traitor has been exposed, they must be knocked. All
They
know
have
of the
disrespected
crime
all
if they
three of our
escape.
lands. Sorknir cuts in.
Grandson,
Sorknir starts
you will
backing
be
up with his own
silent.
complaints before
By the way-
before Rafe can even finish hers.
By the way, the knives where Rafe has been keeping the magical knives is in her traditional ones, not the ones they came in. She didn't even think. She cut it off with one of the god knives.
Which is,
Grandson, you will be silent.
and as soon as she says that, Yorick is silent because this is his grandmother. She's still hers.
Ray, Madame LeBeau and Lord Thane Sorknir have the right. From their reactions, I take it they know that.
Sorknir reaches forward with a gauntlet afterwards and begins slowly choking the dwarf, and then greets him.
Yes.
Let's see if their divine intervention saves them here. I don't think it's going to.
Rafe will intervene.
Oh. Yorick
Rafe will put a hand on, will reach out and tap Sorknir's arm.
It's not a lethal choking. It's that like you're just like, so you can tell that it's not like going.
I will
past
crush
the
your
point.
windpipe if you don't behave, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's you know, it's the implication.
Yeah. And Yorick is just confused because we got our secret keeper back.
So he's got his hand around the throat. Well, cousin,
All right, we got our secret keeper back. What?
Explain. With a slight twitching of the hands, in case there was any doubt as to whether or not this is an option for him to respond. What is his name? Sorknir does not address him by name and won't be at this point. But
I know there's no point in saying the name of a traitor.
Yeah, his name is dead as far as Sorknir is concerned.
His name has been stricken from the records.
Yeah.
Same with Rafe's cousin.
Is that just so you don't have to come up with names as a DM or as a
No.
Absolutely not. Why would
No,
you make such a
traitors'
claim?
names are stricken from the
Well, of
record.
course, traitors' names are stricken from the record, but I feel like that at least
I am not
never
giving
existed.
names, and now give them persons.
fair.
They were not meant to have names because they are traitors.
Okay, you say so.
Rafe lets Sorknir do his thing, but squats down where her cousin is on the floor, clutching, their ear. You do know that when your mother was offered the position of one of the 5 houses, she declined. It was not that she was prevented from doing it. But now, on your head, all of your siblings may die also. So, you have one chance to save your family. You will tell me everything, or you will be dead and eaten by the vultures before dawn. And the rest of your siblings will join you. And I would hate to lose your little sister. She was always my favorite.
Cousin, they offered us more power than the council could ever have.
Who?
The Eldritch elders.
You do remember the stories, yes? Of what they do to our minds? Of what they did to your grandfather? To
They're
my
not
grandfather?
illithids. They're not illithids.
No, I'm not even talking of them either.
And your ex-cousin's face just goes pale.
There is
Because
more
their
out there.
brain finally registers what they did.
The dangers we protect are not all of the illicit. We protect everything. Who else in the family knows? Who else has joined you? I
None.
must stop this.
None. I was the only one of our kind.
Very well. Give me
There's
the
one of each
names.
race.
Give me the names of all of your conspirators, and I will make it painless, and you will be buried in our manor, even if your name was never recorded there.
You said one from every race.
Me and the dwarf are the only two left of the 8.
8.
The 8 main races of the world. The 8 major races.
Do your Jotuns count as one of those?
Yes. Well, no, they don't. Moose bulls do.
Interesting. Fair.
Yolans
But
do not.
the question is, does Yorick know that?
Because Jotans and moose bulls are, well, technically Jotans do, but Jotans and moose bulls count as one.
One, which means it could have been a Jotun or it could have been a moose bull, and we have no way of knowing which it was.
Because it was eaten by the dragon.
And
It does not matter. Their names are needed now. Whether they live or die, at this point, names are necessary.
They try to state the names of their co-conspirators other than the dwarf. And the second they open their mouths, their mouth disappears. And a tattoo of some outer realm fuckery shows up on their forehead. And their eyes glaze over and they die.
The waste. Sorkin throws the corpse onto the ground.
Oh no, the dwarf is still alive.
Dwarf is still alive.
Oh, okay.
For how long?
That was
Though?
the herring down.
He starts talking. Is
Just
he gonna
that
do
one.
the same
Okay.
thing?
Sorknir, looking down at the Herringon, turns back to his cousin with a slight smile. Justice. Well, cousin, explain. I will not demand names of you. For now.
The old ones told us that that our family would be restored.
You dare try to claim my destiny? Fool. What else?
It's not your place.
It is my place. Or have you been talking to Brock and Sindri?
No.
That was rhetorical. Keep explaining.
And that we will have to end there.
Nice.
Yeah, we are getting.
It is time.
With
I
Sorknir
have to go
leaning
pick up my
in and
girlfriend
just
from work.
like inches apart, just hate radiating in his eyes as he is.
And Yorick,
And
Talking
I
to his
really
cousin.
have to get going, guys. I have to go pick up my girlfriend up from work.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
we'll see you later. We'll wrap up here. There's a
Okay.
few goodbyes and things to say.
Cute.
Remember to join us next week for our Secrets of Small Gods. We'll have a special episode again done live. We also have released under the Trans Sister Games Pride Slimes, Mutual Aid Monsters Volume 1. You can find Pride Slimes for sale on the on Drive Through RPG.
Those are the ones you did live, and that people do donations to tweak them.
I started working on that live a few months ago during one of the mutual aid streams. All profits from that. So the profit we get is $3.50 out of the $5 because Drive Through takes a portion of that, but that $3.50 that we get will be donated to a mutual aid stream with our partners at Gender Federation. And then next weekend, we are streaming our regular game, but I will also be alive on Sunday morning, Sunday the 14th, and that's at 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Pacific, to do another mutual aid stream, as there is a mutual aid stream going next weekend, starting on Thursday through the Gender Federation. Here on Twitch, you can go to Gender Federation to find out who's live at that moment. The whole schedule's up there, and go watch them and follow along. Lurkers are welcome, and we love lurkers because they help raise the numbers and get more people watching the streams and more chances to donate.
Mm-hmm.
There are giveaways, there are prizes, there are weird things that you can do. I'm doing a tarot, a solo game tarot style journaling game. So you draw from the deck. One of the things you'll be able to do is choose which card I draw next, because different cards have different effects in these games, and so you'll know that we'll be able to discuss that, and you can choose which card you want me to draw. So that is is happening next month for us right off the bat, or next week for us, those two events. Anything else going on for the rest of you?
Next Saturday, I have the 20th is for me on Saturday, not on this channel, but because that game stalled. Although, if anyone is, I'm LHawk99 on Twitch. If any of them message me if you want to be on, because I would love to get that game going again. That fell through because my players, just fine. But for Saturday on my own channel, I'm doing our Rogue Trader, which is kind of exciting stuff. It's Warhammer 40k nonsense by people who don't actually understand Warhammer 40k lore. So it's just a lot of nonsense, and have literally above the law status in most places because they're rogue traders. So they just go and do whatever. They're having a great time with it, and it's a lot of nonsense. So that's going to be on Saturday the 20th. And I have my usual weekly streams at Hawk99, which is like wiki editing for the Greyhawk wiki, or other, random RPG reviews, world building, cool stuff that I backed on Kickstarter 100 years and forgot about, and then I'm just digging it up and like, oh yeah, this game that I had that I'd forgotten about. So a lot of random indie tabletop RPGs that are, or like 5e supplements for stuff I hadn't even thought of in years, but fun stuff. So we do some fun things if anyone wants to pop in and do that. It's July, so I'm doing a lot of writing streams this month, but that's me. LHawk99 on the streams. But yeah, you guys doing anything fun?
Nobody?
Yeah, well, of course, I'm here every Tuesday as well for the Mutants in the Now campaign.
The Canadian Mutant one, right?
Yeah.
That's actually kind of fun. I've been watching at least some of those, and those are always fun.
Oh yeah. No, it's great. You don't get to do the goose voice too often outside stuff like But yeah, that's the big thing. I've got the same podcasts I'm always on, of course. Us Weirdos Have to Stick Together, which is about queer representation in cartoons, and the X-Files, which is a 9 chapters a week reread of every single Animorphs book in order.
Ooh.
Yep.
That's fun, actually.
All right. Well, I have posted the link for the Pride Slimes up in up in the chat if you want to click on that. And we are here we are here again. You'll see it. Nobody will see you on Tuesday, and I'll see you on Saturday and Sunday. And we hope you come and join us for our streams. Have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
Cool.